absolutely not free. I'm so fucked up. Oh god, no! Oh, my thing's on him! Oh, my thing! Ah! Hello, hello, hello. I am so not ready for this, but we are going. We have the thing. It's Apex. I'm all over the place. I am not ready for this. Oh boy, where did my thing die? Oh boy. Oh, everything's dying. Oh, everything's dying. Of course everything's dying. I do hope that my internet's okay. I don't trust this. Internet may die. I'm updating it. My internet may die. I do not trust this. Anyway, we're going back. Time to go to the Let's Play. There we go. We need to be... That's on the wrong thing. There we go. There we go. We're here. Oh boy. I am unmuting.
Yikes,
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I turned hello.
With me.
Hello.
So I'm probably gonna be vibing with their hairstyle for a while because it hides it all.
How much is it cost to get your hair done?
Color and perm, about $100 and something on top of tipping my stylist.
I could get that in like 2 weeks.
No.
Actually, I think I still have that saved up from like my savings.
No! You do not be a pain.
I'm adding the gay stars.
But
Valid.
I want mom to be happy.
It's fine. Okay, transitioning. Muting on Discord.
Did
so
you
I
do
can
the channel point events?
Yes, I did.
They're not showing up.
I need to
Oh,
I need to get onto Twitch for
Silly.
Ellie. I forgot. Fuck.
Deep breaths. It's okay. We have time.
I know, but I'm streaming.
That's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. We're allowed to be a little scuffed.
Little, I'm always scuffed, it seems. Okay, I have 1K to... So, community challenge started. It doesn't say what.
If you go to the bits, it should say.
I'm saying view all, and it's just...
Huh?
Oh, wait,
Clash
that's...
of the Titans. Jason?
Huh? What?
What's Clash of the Titans?
You'll have to reach it to find out.
You know what's
Oh.
even better? We have one called Mother of Monsters, and I asked if it was Lilith, and he said maybe.
Oh, that's just Lilith then, yeah. Do
But
we...
that's the one that I contributed to. As you were saying that, the fuck?
I love how no, like, you contribute to the one bad one and not like the one good one.
Is the
Wait,
digital
another
age
one
the good
is
one?
the bad one?
I don't know what you want from me.
There are two bad ones and one good one.
boy.
Oh, and so far
Sorry.
the one good one has not been
Sorry,
contributed
everybody.
by anyone but me.
So the digital age is the good one.
I have
Okay.
got into the digital age.
We should start.
Yes.
Yes.
Last time
On Dragon Ball.
Can
I was
we
gonna say-
change from the?
Oh wait, never mind.
tone
Ellie's streaming. I
thing?
shouldn't do that. I realized you were streaming. It probably shouldn't throw you in the scary DM corner.
You probably could have just
Funny though.
server muted them.
That also works.
I was
Hold on.
fucking dying. I was fucking.
There we go.
Oh, angry Ellie noises. Oh, are
Yes.
you angry? Sorry.
Okay, I'm muting Ellie. Anyway, Lamau. Last time, let's see what happened first. Hana, I think, left.
I confronted a bitch.
Yeah, you confronted Fortune about whatever the fuck happened with Cordelia being worm tainted, and he told you not to fucking worry about it. Didn't help, so you continued to, pressure him for answers. He pulled a gun out on you, and that escalation went exactly where you'd expect it to be. Then
Even worse.
the group went to do some other bullshit. I think Cordelia went to go check on an
Caspian.
injured Caspian. And then the crew went to sleep, in which they had a few different dreams. Rayleigh had a dream about the Knights of the Round Table and was confronted by Mordred in this dream.
Mordred tried to kill him.
Cordelia had a dream again at the bottom of the ocean in the same ship graveyard that they saw before, in
Boop
which
the snoot.
they booped the snoot of Godzilla and then saw Cthulhu.
I never said I was a smart being. I never claimed to be intelligent. I'm a bard. Leave me be. I don't need intelligence.
And Hana dreamed being back at their apartment, and then meeting Kane,
As you do.
aka the first vampire.
Gotta love
And
it.
Vibe,
Zyna
honestly.
slept about puppies or whatever. I don't fucking know.
I was having a grand old time over there. You know what I mean? I was vibing. I
We don't have
squishing the
Soul9
cat, I
today.
was snuggling.
We don't have Soul9 today, unfortunately. Kiki the Tiki has had a terrible, terrible migraine, and we're letting them get some rest.
Yeah.
Hey, look. All I can say. Hold on.
Child.
Okay, Ellie's gonna say nothing. Anyway, then after the trio had their freaky dreams, everyone kind of woke up and started vibing. And Cordelia went for a morning swim and met someone, a young Rokia girl named Finn.
My child.
Yeah, she, Cordelia's traumatized child ratings went off, and they brought this child back home, to which their worried stepmates came after them,
Worried mine.
and had a standoff with the members of Wyvern Tooth Dagger, in which one of them
Very
revealed to
nice.
know why Cordelia is worm-tainted.
Yeah.
Fucking
If anyone's
nuke.
looking at the title of my stream, I think it's very valid to how
I'm sorry, what?
How me and Cordelia are feeling right now.
I believe at the moment what's happening is that a bunch of people are out beating up a bunch of boys. While
Oh,
I'm
that's
hanging out with
about
Ben.
to start. Yeah.
Oh no. The weresharks that came on land are turning to leave.
Mhm.
They've said their piece.
Cordelia's and like you can actually see the shock all over her face of excuse me? The fuck?
Everyone is looking at Cordelia now.
Cordelia's just watching. She's got nothing on. Literally, it's the whole nothing in my brain kind of shit. She's just
They
in
walk
shock.
they walk back into the water, they change into their shark forms, and they swim away.
That's it.
That's it.
They left.
You can hear a very
Lovely.
confused grumble from up above. Rayleigh's in their big bear form, like, "Rrrr?" And like
Yeah.
tilts his head to the side, like, eh?
Cordelia, like, slowly turns to look at everyone.
The 8 werewolves standing there in their Krynos form look to each other, and then look at you.
You can see the shock and fear on Cordelia's face.
Could you repeat one more time why she was
Oh,
tainted?
Cordelia is half nuke spirit.
Yeah.
Which is
AKA
worm,
Fomori.
which is worm based, I
We
think.
dealt with Fomori on our last.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's
You're not just a
bad.
Fomori. You're a very scary Fomori. You
Natural
are.
born one too.
You're essentially. Oh fuck! I forgot what they're called. Good thing I have the Book of the Worm right here.
Because if I remember, aren't Fomori supposed to be technically dead?
No, not really. Fomori are basically beings that are possessed by worm spirits, or banes as they are also called. But they can also be the children of worm spirits.
Yeah. Question is, how the fuck did Cordelia become one?
Let me find what they're called.
During all the quiet, Rayleigh just kind of like goes back to child from like, are they just left?
It is plain as day that Cordelia is in shock. and
I'm gonna go out of my Krynos form, still like sword in hand. I'm gonna go up to Cordelia and say,
The
wanna
first
go back in the
step
den?
anyone takes towards Cordelia, she takes like a startled step back.
Phorectoi, that's what you technically are.
the
The larva
stopped,
of worm.
Like in a she knows very little about the world of Guru and Changers because she had to pretty much find it out through her dad.
You know, being a half nuke
She
spirit
knows
is bad.
this is it. This is like
Half-
one of the main things. she
Half
knows.
atomic elemental.
This is one of the big things she knows is bad. This is like she could
I'm gonna-
be dead, killed right on the spot.
I'm gonna not move
Like, even
towards
her
her
own
anymore
packmates.
when she stopped moving. I'm gonna not go towards her, but I'm gonna say, "Do you want to go back into the den?"
She
Like glancing at all of the people around us.
That's literally who she's looking at. She's looking at everyone because she knows with all of this, even technically you guys have a duty to kill her.
I'm like looking at her like, "We going back in the den?" Or like giving her the look of, "We moving?" Or you want to stay being like in front of everyone here?
Rayleigh like speaks up through the Inari net and is like, I'm confused as to what's going on. Is everything okay? I'm kind of concerned.
The first of the were creatures to speak up is Fortune, who comes back into his Hamid form.
Cordelia
He-
is looking at him in fear.
He
Like
very
Yeah,
slowly, very
kind of
gently walks towards you. Do you allow him to approach?
she does.
He wraps his
Oh.
arms around you in a hug.
She's stunned for a moment before she just hugs him back. And it almost as though she's trying to hide within him.
Riley, can you open the portal for us?
Yeah, sure. And
I say it in like the Inari net. that
Rayleigh
all of us can move
responds
through.
in turn like, yeah, sure. And like, closest vertical-ish surface, the hole kind of like appears. It's the way he sees it is just like a hole. And it's like, coming through. I'm allowing Fortunate Son as well.
To join us, yeah.
Yeah, he basically picks up Cordelia and carries her through. You hear one of the other werewolves try and speak up, and they're immediately shut up by Tequila growling at them.
Valid.
You don't mess with
Actually, correction. They are shut up by a trio of growls from Tequila, Whiskey, and Wrench.
You don't mess with the older sibling squad because they're all like what, a year or two older than Cordelia.
Aw. Rayleigh
through
asks
into it?
Cordelia, should I let Tequila and Wrench and the other one, in? because I know that the
The other
family-
one,
I don't
The
know
other one.
names. I don't know all the names.
Whiskey.
Whiskey. That's it.
She's very quietly pleased.
Okay. And like
even in an arena, it sounds scared.
yeah. Rayleigh like pops out is like whiskey, tequila, wrench. Get your asses in here.
The 12-year-old swears.
Just like you three, asses in here.
Tequila and Wrench come in. Whiskey stays back to be like, just to be like, okay, I need to make sure they're not gonna do anything.
Fair. And just kind of like
Valid.
okay.
Because I want to say behind Fortune, Whiskey's probably the scariest. That would be unfalteringly on Cordelia's side.
Fair. Okay, so Rayleigh
does
leaves
Caspian
Whiskey.
does Caspian also go through the hole again?
Caspian's not here.
He was with us in there,
He was with
remember?
Oh no, yeah, he was with you.
And
Yes,
he
then Caspian
stood
will
with, and
join.
as soon as when Cordelia
Yes,
left, he was
Caspian
right
will
behind.
join you then.
Yeah,
so he
Caspian
was
My bad.
allowed him.
behind Cordelia.
My bad, I forget. I forgot.
You forgot.
Okay, so
Ecuador.
everyone who wanted to come through and we want to come through is allowed to come through.
Who do I see emerge first?
I assume I'll go first and then followed by Fortunate Son and
Yeah,
Cordelia.
Okay.
that is what you wish the marching order to be. That is what it is.
Yeah,
probably
because then
Rayleigh,
can I
too.
assume I'm assuming Rayleigh's last after letting
Yeah,
everyone through, right?
Yeah.
like
So
Rayleigh
he went back out.
I'd like to think Rayleigh comes in after Caspian, goes back out, gets the other three, the other two come in, Whiskey stays, and then Rayleigh's in last. That's how I see it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, look over.
Also, we're
Probably
still on the
pretty-
starting thing in Roll20.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we
Might
still
fuck
have-
want to
me.
change that.
Everyone sneezes.
And we just-
And
the thing is,
probably
Pretty
we still have
immediately
Finn in
noticing
here,
the tension.
so what do we do? What do we do
Yeah.
with Finn here?
I look over, pretty immediately noticing the tension. Chances are I was just kind of like attempting to teach Finn how to play fucking Temple Run. It wasn't working, but
You
but there
tried,
was an
that's what's
attempt,
important.
and at least the colors go burr.
Temple Run.
Pretty
Amazing.
good from me. It's Temple Run 2, in fact.
Temple Run 2. Of course, of course.
Yeah, I stand up as people enter, pretty again noticing the tension, and say, how did things go?
Especially
was
since
no
Cordelia is
fight,
being
but-
carried.
I'd say like there was no fight, but and then I looked at like Finn.
Should
This is not something to be discussed in front of strangers.
we? I look over at Rayleigh. Hold on. Remind me, are there like caves and caverns heading into like essentially different rooms? Did you say that?
Oh yeah, yeah. This place is huge. I haven't
All right.
explored it entirely.
Okay. Shall we go into the other room and I'll be filled in later, or?
I guess maybe, but it feels like something you should also be a part of because
You should
Pack.
be a part of it.
Tequila offers to watch Finn for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
Fortune's pretty much carrying Cordelia.
Yeah.
because she's like in shock.
They fuck off. Somebody want to fill me in? I look at Fortune mostly, given that he is the one holding Cordelia, and gesture to a nearby kind of moss-covered rock to sit on or sit her on.
Wrench is sitting there. His mask is like the surprised face on right now.
Proud
Just
of that.
like,
Well, we can start off with we were just told that Cordelia. But forgive me for being blunt, but we were just told that Cordelia is part Fomori.
Kind of pauses for a moment.
Cordelia like
Fortunate
clings
son.
even more to Fortune.
Rayleigh lifts his hands up politely. What's a Fomori?
Wrench,
One spirit.
technically they're a living being possessed by a worm spirit. Doesn't often happen to were creatures, though it can. But that's not entirely accurate. one, atomic elementals, or more commonly known as nuke spirits, are more weaver spirits than worm, and, well, they aren't normally, like, you don't normally be half one. You either are or aren't. They don't normally possess. It's, like, weird. I don't know what they meant.
Really
Maybe.
just kind of squints, like, really confused.
Can they have offspring with?
I mean, kinda, but who in their right mind wanna fuck a, like, thing in nuclear waste?
Can I pause? I squint at him for a moment. Make a gesture of be polite as I gesture to Cordelia, who is
He's like,
really not paying
sorry.
attention as she is in shock.
He's like,
Alright.
Sorry.
She's half paying attention, half
Yeah.
like waiting to be killed on spot. To be honest.
I look at Fortune now. I stop at
Really
I assume
is-
you've heard of the event that caused most Rokia to lose their lives.
No.
I gestured
Yeah.
to Rayleigh.
Correct. Fair. Long time ago, there was a calling of Rokia to a specific spot in the ocean. Unbeknownst to them, that was also the spot of a nuclear weapons testing.
Rayleigh is just like, oh, I understand already.
Thousands of Rokia lost their lives, even more fell to the worm because of it. Cordelia's mother, he says, like, casually just, like, tightening his grip on his adoptive daughter more.
In turn, also tightens her grip because she's had a lot happen in a very short amount of time. And she's already traumatized to begin with. This is not
She
helping.
was close to the blast, but not enough to have any fatal wounds. But it was enough for a certain atomic elemental to latch onto her. And that caused Cordelia to gather some of it into her when she was born.
Only some of it.
More than some.
Half.
It's
Really is on the verge of a
It's
Cordelia
more like
isn't a bad person, though. How could she be bad? Worm is bad, right? But Cordelia isn't a bad person. I'm confused. Rayleigh is just like trying to figure things out.
the worm isn't always bad, he says very carefully.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just kind of narrow eyes a bit, like,
Yeah,
hold up.
I'm
what,
like,
what
to
are
be
we
the-
getting at here?
It used to be the balancer, Jormungandr. It used to, be a important and necessary part of our world.
But
Corrupted.
nowadays it is always bad, isn't it? No offense.
Is every
I don't
human
know.
you ever meet bad?
I suppose not. But
Is every mage that you meet bad?
We met really nice mages
there's
He
in
points
that
to the
tavern.
kid.
no, but every tiger you meet is going to be a carnivore. It's inherent.
Tigers aren't bad.
Cordelia tightens her grip again. Cordelia is like waiting to be struck down where she stands.
I'm not saying this to insult. I'm trying to understand. It's as far as the vast majority of all of our kinds are concerned, one of the worst possible creatures, beings to ever grace us with its presence. I don't understand how there's... Clearly it's the case, but I don't understand how there could possibly be nuance here. It's standing right there, or sitting, Cordelia. But how?
To believe that there is no room for nuance is the ideology that leads to fascism.
Good words.
Jesus! Trying to
He
decide,
says very seriously.
trying to
Rayleigh
decide if I've
agrees.
just been called a fascist or not. Trying to decide if I've just been called a fascist or not.
No, but he's saying to watch yourself.
Fucking
We just well, looks like Hannah and Zane are fascist. Fun times, guys.
There is good on both.
I mean,
There's
it's
good
not
and bad on
uncommon
both
as
sides.
well.
There are good and bad on both sides. I know that better than anyone.
I mean,
Of
it
the-
makes sense.
Of my people, we have the Swords of Heimdall, who are actually just the KKK. We have the Cyber Dogs, who are, like, perverting Gaia. We have Black Spiral Dancers, who used to be part of our nation.
Silverfangs who like to toe the
Alright.
line.
So, what now?
Now,
Because-
you keep this as under wraps as possible. As much as I like it to be, you know, more accepted nuances, they really aren't.
How many people were present when this was revealed?
All of them.
Everyone.
All the Guru and the Cairn, plus
Are they going to keep it under wraps for her
I'm
safety?
gonna make sure of that.
All right.
If she goes, am I gonna have to leave?
No, this place will always be your home.
I mean, technically, if we're going to London, yeah, you will leave, but that's not how
Yes,
this works.
Say
I
no.
would
You won't be thrown out.
I would recommend. I would recommend going on a mission for a bit, just to wait for things to cool down while I.
Zaina, uncomfortable. Tried to crack a joke because she's doesn't know what to do anymore. Casually.
Zeta!
You know
All
what
right.
happens.
I kind of
Non's
pause for a
quietly.
moment. Cordelia,
She
may I
looks
walk
up.
over to you?
She nods. She's starting to slowly calm down now that she is feeling better about the fact that the people in this room are not going to rip her apart shred by shred.
I slowly walk over to you, kind of standing like across from you as you're sitting.
Mm-hmm.
I kneel down, put a hand on put both of my hands on your cheeks and just cup your face and look at you for a moment.
She's confused.
And
She
I
went
say-
from shocked to confused.
And I say, we are still a pack. Do not be afraid of us. And please, despite the fact that none of us are fully sure of what is happening or the circumstances behind this, we will help you. And we will stand by you, so long as you wish us to.
Cordelia kind of tears up a bit and like throws her arms around you in a
Oh,
hug.
honey!
She's been abandoned. Well, not intentionally. She's still been abandoned many times in life.
My baby! I hug her
Rayleigh says through the Inari net, I agree with Hana. We're not going to just leave just because you're a little bit different. That would be dumb, in my opinion.
She chuckles as she pulls back and wipes at her face and holds out her arms for Rayleigh.
Rayleigh dives into the hug. Just, yeah, like up and diving into the hug. No holds barred. Like almost head in lap or head in stomach, wrapped around.
Cordelia's kind of got like her arms around like his upper body area, like in one hand on his head, just hugging him.
No.
Before she pulls back, just enough to look around and go, so, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Information?
I truly hate to change the topic, and we can and will move back to the other one.
Please do, please do.
But, what are we doing about Finn?
We don't know if she was a part of this and orchestrated it or not.
I don't think she would just would.
There's a
They
thing called a
referred to her, though.
coincidence.
They referred to her as a thing out there, like an object to own.
Yeah.
They probably just tracked your scent.
Alright.
Sharks are kind of known for that.
Nods. She's done it.
Alright. Would it be possible for her to stay in this cairn? I look at Fortune.
Absolutely.
Alright. I would suggest that you tell her that. I'm not certain she would believe any of us.
I guess
She'll be
that means
taken
we
care
should
of.
probably grab them from the other room. Should I?
Go for it.
Rayleigh like gets up and runs over to the room, like kind of like gestures, is like, "You're good to come over."
Tequila brings her in. Fortune walks over to her and kneels down and says, "I know your old home wasn't very good to you. If you wish to stay here, you are welcome to. I promise we'll be better than them." Finn, with very, very light amounts of tears in her eyes, nods.
Oh, my heart.
I'm sorry to cause you trouble. I didn't know they were following me.
Cordelia kind of snickers and goes, "Trust me. I think when I first came, I caused the old man a lot of trouble. Apparently more than even I knew."
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a bit of trouble. Makes things interesting.
Too
He looks
interesting sometimes.
He looks to the 5 of you now. 6 including his... Or 7 including the other 2. Wrench and Tequila is just like... God damn it, I have too many kids.
Cordelia cannot help but laugh. And she goes, "You signed up for this!"
I did not! I signed no papers!
You sound like Joel.
I don't have papers.
Adoption is a complex process, and it can happen under someone's nose without them realizing.
Yup.
I said, Cordelia's
What
laughing.
guy's name is all this?
Cordelia looks to Finn and goes, "You can have my cave. It's probably one of the best places set up for Rukia.
Okay. Thank you.
It's also probably the only place set up for Rukia because now there are 2 total Rukia a part of this cairn." Congrats, kid. We outbeat the Vocale.
Fuck the patriarchy.
Fuck the Sharky-arky.
Sharky-arky.
Right then.
Something that Whiskey calls fucking Cordelia when he's drunk.
The sharky-arky.
Shall we figure out a way to get to our next destination?
Easiest way is probably gonna be a moon bridge. If we go
I
in the
figure.
water, if we go even on a boat, let's just say
We
it's,
could go plane.
could be bad.
I snicker looking at Zaina.
Ugh,
Plain, eh?
no.
Cordelia looks to Rayleigh and goes, "Rayleigh,
Yeah.
we don't have an airport on the island.
Then how the fuck did
And
me and
fuck.
Joel get here?
Do they not have an
got a
airport?
No, we have a they got
Lunar
in on a
bridge?
helicopter, remember?
No, we came on a plane. We then took a jeep.
Yeah, they
here.
came on a plane.
Oh,
Is it? We took
Wait,
a
hold
jeep
on.
here from the airport.
Hold on, give me 1
I
sec.
thought it was just like a helicopter pad thing. They had to go from like one of the big islands.
I assumed it would. I assumed it would have been a small private thing. One of the things that goes like.
Yeah.
couple
No, they
times
have
a
several
day.
airports.
Do they?
On what? On Tassie?
Yeah.
Really?
Tassie has so many airports. It's Tassie. It's massive.
Yeah, it's just the island that the picture Jason keeps pulling up makes it look so tiny.
Oh no! Tasmania is a massive. Let me hold on. The image.
We're throwing this out on stream.
You know how big Australia is? Tassie is the island at the bottom from this picture. Hobart is the capital, for the record.
I need to.
Tassie is that massive chunk. Like, it
Oh,
is
damn.
Oh.
huge.
Oh, I thought we were
If
one of the
we-
little islands
listen,
off
listen.
of Tasmania.
No,
We
We can
Alright.
take a
in
boat to
Tasmania.
Tasmania then. We can take a boat to Tasmania then.
Then
No.
we could.
We are.
I would
Tasmania.
Yeah, you're in Tasmania.
I
Like
thought we were
like
an
mainland
island
Tasmania.
Yeah, I thought
Just
we were
in one of the
those
various codes.
tiny islands.
Listen, if us, who are about the size of Long Island, maybe a bit smaller, I don't know, have 2 airports, I'm pretty sure Tasmania is gonna have an airport.
Right,
Yeah.
but also we're a massive tourist destination. That said, it's Tassie. I have
Yeah.
I have friends who live in Tassie.
You know, I thought we were like one of those tiny little islands right off of Tasmania.
Valid.
So what I was like, one of those tiny islands are not
You guys
gonna
are
have an
smaller.
airport.
What, like the Hunter Islands kind of thing? Those are the ones kind of like on the
Because
at the top on the left.
yeah. Like one of the little island ones. I was like, those islands would not have an airport unless it's like
But
a
we could
private
probably take a super easy
Well,
one. Moonbridge would still save time.
I mean, no, don't take a boat because remember, giant
Sure.
sea monsters around.
Yeah.
That
That's
are
what
not
I-
friends
that's
with
what
you.
I was- That's what Cordelia was saying. It's like, well, Moonbridge probably, because if we try taking a boat, let's just say, I'm the only one who can swim.
Have you ever seen the Meg?
And I can't swim.
Okay, so Moonbridge.
And an airport? Do you really want to try going through customs?
I have a passport.
I don't.
I
even
have a
ID.
passport.
Yeah.
He looks at Fortune like, I don't have a birth certificate.
You don't think I forged one of those for you?
You never see that.
Getting a passport. is
You
not
never
a-
needed it.
I
You
could-
just swim.
I could probably get you a knockoff. No problem. But Moonbridge is faster, so I vote we take that. Although that will be walking. Really?
Also, how many illegal items do you guys have?
I have no idea. Really doesn't have
Valid.
any.
No.
Valid. Anyway.
Cordelia's entire bag.
We'll make it. A metal detector won't pick that up. But like, you're gonna have way more illegal shit on you come like a few sessions in.
Anyway, so how about Moonbridge?
Refrili's face is just scrunched up. But like, fine. If taking a plane is like truly
Again,
unable.
Out of character.
Thank fuck.
Do they have
Huh?
anything like party bus? Jason?
Not that would go into the Umbra.
They don't have anything like that. They don't have anything like
An
that.
Umbra party bus.
Well, no, party bus is the name of something from our other campaign. It was like
No,
a summer?
no. Unfortunately, they don't have compressor.
Yeah, I want a compressor or something like that.
Compressor. No, they don't have they don't have any vehicle fetishes.
Damn it.
Well done.
Unfortunate.
You guys can
They
make
had-
one. It wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, I mean, I can drive.
One of
Would
you
be
has
too
to
hard
make.
to make a vehicle.
We need
Well-
a vehicle.
Yeah, you
a
need a
magic
vehicle, and then you need to get a spirit, and then you can just put the spirit in the vehicle.
And since Online isn't here, I can talk to the spirit. And ask.
You have to first learn Rite of the Fetish Making, but you can learn that from Wrench pretty easily.
Question. Would Wrench already have a schematic for something like this? Because you cannot tell me this is not up his alley.
First, let me double check. Yes, he does have Rite of the Fetish.
You
That
cannot
sounds
tell me the
much
man-
weirder said out loud.
You cannot
I'm
tell
also
me
not
that
certain how much XP I have right now, Jason. No
That's
rush on
also
that, though.
fair. I can double check that quick.
You cannot tell me that would not be up Wrench's alley of a Umbra.
Hana has 9 XP. That would be more than enough to learn that right.
Okay. In that
Like a
case,
level- It's a level 3, right?
okay.
I think. Let me double check. Oh. Why is it not listed? How to learn rights? Oh wait, Hana's a woman. They don't get rights. Sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. It popped into my head and I could not make the joke.
No,
And
that's
that's weird,
okay.
because that woman is not straight.
Ahana is what we call a
That was great.
bi-pan bitch.
That's a mood.
None of us are fucking straight. We're all women and a tiny child. That doesn't count though. In this
The
group.
child doesn't count.
The child doesn't count.
The child's not
Children have no
having any-
rights.
The child's
Children
not
have no
having any
rights.
Rayleigh doesn't get rights because they're an orphan.
Exactly.
Ray doesn't get rights because they at least partially use they them pronoun.
Cordelia then also doesn't have any rights for many reasons.
That's okay.
She is
Anyway,
also
The
an
only
orphan.
reason I'm gonna say Zane has rights is because I have a sword. Get
That's
fucked.
valid.
I don't need a credit card. I have an assault rifle.
Exactly. I have a magic sword that can
I'm-
burn
I'm-
your
oh,
skin.
no.
I'm pretty. Do I get
just-
rights?
No.
Actually, yeah.
No, I mean,
Hana has pretty Pearson privileges because they have sex appeal.
Literally, yeah. It's a merit. I have that.
Great.
I'm gonna say rights have the same XP chart as fucking
Gift.
yeah, gifts. Thank you.
Okay. I
if
don't
you wanna
really
learn-
remember then how much this will be.
It is level of the gift times 3, so it would be all the XP you have if you want to learn random fetish making.
I probably should. That'll be useful in the long run
And
anyway.
you can wait off on it a bit. It's not super important.
Sean, could you look at the group chat real quick?
Oh,
The We Know
yeah.
DM.
okay.
There isn't any super important reason on why you want to get through Moon Bridges or the Umbra quickly. If you had a Mokale in your party, that would absolutely be the case, because Mokale are very much a danger in the Umbra.
Valid. Okay,
This is
I think
valid.
I'm going to hold off for now until I get a bit more XP, but the thing is,
Okay.
I'm also concerned because I don't think we're gonna see Wrench for a while.
Yeah. It's
Um,
fine. It's fine.
I mean, fuck it.
He's
I
not
can
the
go
only
ahead and-
person with that fetish.
Oh,
Or not that
okay.
fetish, not with that right. Which, by the way, they aren't able to open a moon bridge directly to London because they don't have any allies in London. But they are going to open one to Rome, and then you can get a train from there.
We just
Or
have to get
Train and then,
the big
or like a
wires.
plane or something.
No, it would be train to fucking Calais, and then an underground train from Calais to London.
Yeah.
So we'd be going to France first, and then once we're in Calais, France, we would go to
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Excuse me?
You're going to France.
I know. We are unfortunately going to be interacting with the French. But it won't be for long. We will have to smell them though. Anyway, so Moon
We're not good people.
Do we have allies in anywhere in France or anywhere else closer? 'Cause
Double checking.
it's
I
far.
did not know this, and this is a very interesting topic for me to be reading.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
thank
sorry.
you.
This is something I learned like ages ago, and I
know
heard
this
I have a
information, yeah.
sword, and I heard, oh wait, oh,
Anyway,
oh, shit.
anyway, this is
anyway.
not safe for work.
No, it really isn't, which is why I went
will-
there.
Okay, I'll screenshot it for Jason, but stream cannot know what we were talking about.
Because
Yeah, no.
There has
Why
been-
do you think I went to the private
At least
messages?
not. At least
No
not.
No allies in
Eldritch's-
France.
okay,
At least not Eldritch's stream, because I've talked about some pretty cracked shit on mine. So
I mean, technically, I'm a 16 plus streamer. I try
I'm
not to.
18.
Fair. I try to avoid like most sexual stuff, so it's like.
And I'm 18 plus. I've talked
Oh,
about some pretty cracked shit.
let's go to Italy. Moonbridge to Italy time.
As we
Then-
kill our DM.
Then
No, Sean doesn't.
Then
Hey, Eldritch started it! Eldritch started it! Why am I
I
doing
was
this?
to Paris, and then from Paris, bus to Calais, and then from Calais, a train to London. Sound
Yes.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Beautiful.
good? We're going.
Here we
If we
go.
want to take less, we're going to Paris.
are.
Fortune
We're
gives you
going
guys
to
enough
Paris.
funds to get there,
Thank God.
because he's not a monster.
We're going to Paris.
Yeah.
Anyone
Out of
gets that
pure
reference, you get a
curiosity.
cookie.
Actually, I'm just
I
gonna-
watched that recently. I forced my husband to watch it. Actually.
Yeah.
He had a wonderful time-ish. Yeah. The music's always good.
Oh yeah.
Sparkles are nice. Anyway, can I get some clothing items covered in sparkles, Jason? Like head
Perhaps.
to toe. I'm joking. I'm not getting that. That would be expensive. And
Oh,
not
no.
my style.
Oh,
Anyway.
we had so much money in our last campaign. I could have bought in fucking Fort Knock.
So, we're going. Would you like to... I was gonna switch to Spanish there for a second. Would you
What were we
like...
gonna say? What were we gonna say? What were we gonna say?
Despedir. I don't know what despedir is. in English.
Say goodbye.
Fair, but I was thinking there was like one word for it. Anyway, would you like to... Would Cordelia like to take a moment to say goodbye to Fortune and people and all that?
Yeah. Probably be best. Hold on.
Yeah. Cordelia goes to say goodbye to the people,
She has her
I'm telling off the child.
she has a tequila show Finn her.
do you go out of
I don't know,
Rayleigh's-
do we? Because she's not going solo.
We can all go out if you
I'll
want
go
to.
with you. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
go.
still
Let's.
have my. I'm gonna still have my sword out, but I'm gonna be like walking with you.
Not like actively pointing it at anyone, just holding it.
Yeah, like yeah, you know, we are
By the way,
the pack.
I own this.
By the way, I do wield the sword.
But yeah, I think we're all exiting as a group.
Yep.
So we exit.
Okay,
I assume
so
we
you,
come out at the beach, or do we come out?
yeah, you guys
somewhere?
come out back at the beach.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Dealing with child.
Fair.
Okay.
Imagine.
Is everyone still there?
Oh yeah, I'm
People
still
to
here.
No.
Oh,
no.
sorry.
No, the other wolves have gone back to the cairn, as well as. Oh yeah, I forgot about that he was there. Okay.
Where's Joel, by the way?
Joel is back at his tent.
Okay.
Should probably let him know what's going on before we whisk you away.
Oh, Joel's coming with us.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh right. Okay.
He's
They
my
are
dad.
the legal guardian.
Yeah. He's basically
well,
my
we
dad
may
at this
have-
point.
Well, we have a legal guardian. We are not underage, so that's why Fortunate Son's not coming with us. Because
That's
otherwise he
true.
probably would.
I don't. Okay.
Am I wrong?
Wait, does this mean I have two dads now?
Probably.
Gay.
Out of character. Out of character. Does Fortunate Son really want to adopt me? He did point a gun at me.
Would Fortunate Son adopt Rayleigh?
He's probably
trying to
shot
get
at least
all
one
of
of his kids.
He's a
Oh.
whiskey.
That's kind of how werewolves say hi to each other. They're just like,
Okay,
"Oh, hey,
I'm not
buddy,
a werewolf."
thanks."
He's shot whiskey.
I'm not a werewolf. I'm
Fair
just a little
enough.
guy.
You're a
shot
werewolf.
whiskey.
I'm
Close
a
enough.
little man.
You're a werewolf. Close enough.
I'm more feline. Anyway.
Rayleigh is going to actually honestly go up to Fortunate Son if he's still nearby.
Yeah, he would be.
If you're adopting the whole group, does that mean you're adopting me too? Unofficially.
He was like, that was more of a joke.
Go on. Answer the question.
I have enough people to be responsible
Whiskey.
for.
He shot whiskey before. You cannot tell me he has not.
Fair.
And not even out of anything, out of like anger or anything. He just said something really stupid and he popped him in the leg. Cannot tell me I don't.
Oh, so you're saying? Are you saying you don't? You wouldn't adopt Rayleigh?
Oh!
Why?
I
why
just
are you-
turned to Rayleigh's face.
Cordelia takes Rayleigh in her arms and goes, "He can't. He's mine."
Grandfather.
Like very
then.
very protectively, like, no, mine.
Grandfather then.
Okay.
He gestures to Cordelia. There we have it.
If that makes you my mom,
Mine.
would that make you wait?
Let's not think about it too
Don't
much.
think about it, kid.
Joel's my dad, you're my mom. That's weird.
Oh.
You don't have to be with people to be. You don't have to be with people to co-parent.
Okay.
Anyway,
Take Jason for example. He has 3 mothers.
Jason's parents are
and a
divorced.
father. Jason's parents are divorced. Jesus
Anyway,
Jesus
funny.
Christ.
What, am I wrong?
people are gonna actually think that's the case. Like, people in Eldridge's chat who don't
But it
know me
is.
think I'm
But
actually
it
going.
is. Your parents
Yeah.
have gone through a divorce, Jason. Don't
For
lie.
those
It's
who
okay.
aren't
We
in on the
accept
joke,
you.
for those who aren't in on the joke,
What joke?
Ellie and Sean are my adoptive parents. They used to be partners. They are no longer partners. We do say that they are divorced. My IRL real-life parents are not divorced. They are still happily together.
Also, JDA is technically also my child.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I've also...
JDA has
See,
two
have
parents.
well, the funniest thing is, I'm just thinking like, oh, what if Crane popped in at this point? It was just...
I do also have a husband, and we are not divorced. And we
I
are
have
both
two
his
partners.
adopted
We're
parents.
vibing.
Wait, Jason, does that mean make my husband your uncle?
I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, so where were we?
Family tree.
Anyway.
This family tree is so fucked.
This family
I know
tree is
what
more
you mean.
fucked than the Greeks.
Okay,
You
okay,
are
not
the
that
worst kind.
Moving on.
You are the worst kind of good, cause you're not even great.
bad.
Anyway,
Yeah, Cordelia just like is like arms around Rayleigh's shoulders, like mine.
do you guys re-enter the cairn?
If anybody else is, then Cordelia will follow, but Cordelia refuses to do so alone. For fear
Yes,
of
we are.
having her
No, we're
next
all
nap.
with you. We are all with you.
Cordelia, you catch the very not nice glares of some of the your cairn mates.
I, with sword out, glare back.
Cordelia's just kind of got her head like focused on Finn and Rayleigh.
Rayleigh
Specifically,
takes
you
her
get
hand.
really nasty looks from the co-elder of the cairn, Mighty Song of Stone, Sun's Secret Path, and Virus to Worm. But also, as you're walking by, Cassie kind of like very nonchalantly passes you and just like without like really drawing attention, she just whispers in your ear, "You're still one of ours. Don't ever forget that."
Cordelia can't help but just like still for a moment before smiling at her. But continues, she's got her attention. She's got like Finn in one, like holding Finn with one hand and Rayleigh with the other, and she's leading Finn to the as she's dubbed it, the grotto.
And then before you go, Cassie also says, "If any of them try to hurt you, you will tell me, and I will cut their dick off."
She smiles and
I
nods.
like looked at her and like agreed.
I'm more experienced in it than you'd think. She raises the or she like gestures to her moon silver reaver clave,
Ooh.
which Cordelia, I believe I told you both, you would know in character and out of character how she got that.
Mm-hmm.
Badass.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did the Mokale go back into his
He
hiding
did.
hole?
He went back into the Umbra.
He's like, fuck y'all. Bye-bye. I don't care.
Threat's gone? Okay, bye.
Bye. Zero shits of what he just heard.
Hello there.
Yeah. I got
Hero.
jump scared on my thing. Hold on.
I
She said
wanna
hello.
say,
Oh, hi,
out
Robin.
of the entire Karen, the Mokale is also one that Cordelia also just vibes with because they both just like being alone on occasions.
So
He is the
we're,
most antisocial bitch, but he's strong.
we're probably gonna go see Joel then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
Joel is.
Yeah. He's got again because Joel's probably closer. But it's kind of like an in-between point from
Mm-hmm.
to Grotto. So
Yeah.
go first.
As
You,
we go past,
uh,
we pick up Joel.
Well, as you go to Joel's tent and like see him, he's like cleaning one of his guns, and he's like, "Can I have a word with Rayleigh, real quick?"
You know, it's Cordelia.
okay.
Of course.
Let's go,
Step
child.
in now.
And
Rayleigh lets go and just walks up to Joel. Sits on the bed and just like, what's up?
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be coming with you here.
What?
You need to learn to be able to stand on your 2 feet and to really be what you were meant to be, and you can't really learn that with me.
Yeah, I
But
can.
you can learn it with that. You can learn it from them. I'm still here for you. I'm still here to support you. And here, he pulls out 2 very long-range radios. He says, we'll always be able to talk to each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I
Now,
still
if
have
you
Shadow.
Yeah, of course. And if you really, really need me to come with you, I will. But I think it would be better for you if you spend some time with just your pack looking for over you.
I mean, we're going to England next. And
I know.
You know what happened there.
I know. And if you want me there, I'll be there.
And like, Rayleigh is like aggressively twiddling with his fingers. Is just like very clearly in thought because they have attached hard to Joel. And like they understand that they do need to detach, but at the same time it's like, child.
Little baby man.
Don't worry, Cordelia's going through the same thing.
Rayleigh looks up and is like, could I talk to my pack real quick and get back to you?
Absolutely.
Really nods and like darts outside. Is like, where is everyone? Are they just standing outside?
We're
Yeah,
standing a
just
few
vibing.
feet away.
Cordelia's kind of like updating Finn on like the how-tos and what of all the Karen.
Rayleigh
over it.
runs out and is like, so who exactly is going with us on this trip? I is like aggressively putting their fingers together.
Cordelia kind of like nonchalantly points to Caspian.
It's just him as the extra.
She nods.
Okay. Basically, Joel wants me to go on this alone with you guys without him, and I don't know how to feel about this because it's going to England.
Cordelia walks over and kneels down of Rayleigh. And goes, it's scary being on your own, huh?
I've always just, ever since Joel picked me up, I've always been with him, so I've never really been without him.
It smiles softly and goes, it's scary leaving somewhere you feel safe. I've never, before you came here, I've never left Wyvern Tooth in 5 years.
Oh.
It's scary, but it's okay. Because you won't be alone. If you want Joel to come, I can't see a problem with that. But that's a choice you have to make.
I don't like making choices.
Neither do I.
You're the wrong game.
Neither do I. But sometimes we have to.
Whatever decision is made, know that we are here, and we will help you.
Really like nods. Is like deep in thought. Yeah, that is deep in thought and going. So where exactly in England are we going?
I believe the plan was London itself.
London.
Yeah.
Are we leaving London? Specifically anywhere near north?
Would you
No.
want to do that?
I would prefer. I think it's the north. DM, is it the north that really would want to avoid?
The place of Rayleigh's trauma is in Wales.
So that is the north of the UK.
Northeast. No, it's northeast.
Still north! Shut the fuck up!
More north than London, but not by much. It's more east or west.
Yeah, it's
of
definitely
London.
more west.
Rayleigh goes, if we can avoid the west, specifically Wales, if that's
Okay.
possible.
That's fine.
I don't think we're going even any more west than Reading, so
Okay.
we're staying in the county of London, is the point.
Okay. Really, like, visibly, like, relaxes slightly. And it's like,
Are you okay?
okay, I should be able to deal with that. England isn't exactly the best place. It's more Wales, where everything happened. It's not fun to talk about. but as long as it's not whales, I think I should be okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I go over and kneel.
And like
Down
they
a
are
little
like
bit.
aggressively like wringing their hands.
I put a hand on your shoulder, and with my other hand, I kind of take both of your hands in my one. Hey,
Hi.
we're here for you, okay?
I know.
And if anything happens, given that this is, for lack of a better way to put it, your trauma we're dealing with, the call is yours. If you want to leave any particular place, we've got you.
Rayleigh nods and it's like, okay. I will try to be a big kid and do this without Joel.
You big boy.
Okay.
I will
Hey.
try. But if
Listen.
if anything happens, I'm calling Joel right away.
That's perfectly fair. I lean over, kiss your forehead.
Oh,
It's all good.
God.
Cordelia ruffles your hair and goes, "Don't worry. I have a literal program for SOS to tequila, so I feel you."
Rayleigh is like stands up a little bit more, still like slightly nervous and shaky, but like stands up a lot more taller and is like, I'm gonna tell Joel that I'm gonna go on without him for once, and like darts back into the tent.
Smiles as she watches Rayleigh run off, and moves back to Finn and continues on that conversation. Do's, don'ts, and who's not to talk to.
Rayleigh going into the tent goes up to John and is like, we're not going near Wales, we're just staying in London, so I think I'll be able to do it without you for once.
Okay. You sure?
I have my pack. My pack said that that we don't have to go anywhere near Wales if I don't feel comfortable, and I have it brings out the walkie-talkie. It's like, I have you, I have Shadow. I know that if I need you, I can just call. So I should be okay.
Good.
And Rayleigh just goes in for a hug.
He takes the hug. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm gonna be a big kid. I'm gonna do this without my parent for once.
knock
Just
him
kind
dead.
of like. Okay. I'll see
Literally
you.
in some cases.
I'd rather not kill people, but I know that's kind of what I have to do now, and I don't know how to feel about
That's
that.
kind of... Yeah, it's a part of the fight.
Yeah. I'm a little bit desensitized to it because of you. You're not exactly the most subtle with things. Still
Yeah.
don't like it.
I'm sorry.
No. If anything, it's probably a good thing. I mean, I can watch horror movies really easily now.
It's not exactly one-to-one, but yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, you go on.
Joel should have picked up a parenting book.
Really should have. It really just nods and is like, okay, I'll see
Be
you.
careful then.
I don't know how long it's gonna take for us to walk all the way to London and back. Probably a week total, maybe. I don't know.
Moonbridge is always shorter.
Yeah, but it's a lot of walking.
You'll be fine. You have strong legs.
I know. I
This is
hope
what happened though.
I hope I can be carried by Cordelia again. Okay, I'll see you on the
There.
flip side then, Jill.
See ya.
And Rayleigh leaves to the rest of the group and is like, okay, told. I'm ready, I think. Yeah, no, they have the bag. And he's just like, yeah, no, I have my bag.
Really?
Yeah,
Good job.
thank you. And just kind of like bashfully looks down and is like, thanks.
Buddy.
Oh, guy.
Alright
He's
then.
doing his best.
Alright, but before we go, I hate to be that person, but we're actually leaving the cairn. Which I believe would be an appropriate time to have to choose someone who can lead us.
Fortune's still with you, correct?
I think so.
Didn't we leave him behind already?
No, I think he came with.
Oh, fair.
Probably staying with Cordelia for a bit.
I think
But
just
I think we should
just to
also
help
give a
get
moment-
preparations.
We should give a moment for the conversation because Ellie's not here.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
Ellie had to
Bad.
run off for the child, I think.
oh, imagine.
She
Well,
said she'd be
Fortune-
right back.
Fortune was going to suggest going on at least one mission together first before picking a pack leader.
Until then, just assume everybody's kind of got similar vibes and just try to respect each other's vibes.
Respect everyone's opinions.
Which would happen anyway. Even
Yeah.
if we did, like, if we had a leader. I would hope that that leader would respect everyone's opinions. Right then. Yeah. Probably gonna take this time then to, take what resources we can for the trip itself, given the circumstances. Which one of us is holder of the credit card? Which one of us has handled money the most? I think should be owner of the
You.
credit
Hana,
card.
absolutely. Hana.
Oh yeah, valid.
You are you are mafia, Robin.
Not
You are
even.
literally-
Hana's just the only one who is both an adult and human.
Fair.
Yeah, that vibe.
Like, they've
Okay.
spent the majority of their adult life as a human.
Yeah, so she's gonna... She, respectfully, if it's okay with everyone, she can be in charge of the credit card.
I mean, Rayleigh only has a trust fund from Joel.
Is that
That-
okay?
Rayleigh only has that for, like, emergencies. Rayleigh doesn't touch it himself. It's specifically emergency
Really has
for
no
Rayleigh.
money.
So,
Really has no money. They are poor.
okay.
So the
Silly
trust
man.
fund is specifically emergencies,
I am
and it's like, I don't know, hold on. I have
Okay.
a point in it.
So,
Yeah, I have a point in resources.
so as a whole, Hannah is holder of the credit card, if that is okay with everyone. Ellie, yeah,
They are both
yeah,
who
Cordelia
holds
doesn't
the
even know
wallet.
what, Cordelia doesn't know what a credit card is.
okay.
I mean, I'm sure Zaina knows, but because she was with Hana.
You
So-
recently figured it out.
In the last few
Cordelia
months,
doesn't
is
even
when
know
it
what a credit card
happened.
is. She just knows that Fortune tends to give her cash.
In the last 6 months, that's when I learned to use a credit card, and all because of Hana. So I am not the wielder.
Valid.
I could be
Okay.
co-wielder or something.
I don't trust the 12-year-old with a credit card either.
Okay,
No, the 12-year-old is
understood.
not.
Well, I suppose it is time for us to begin our departure.
Yes, I believe it is.
By the way, Ellie, we momentarily discussed the topic of leader again, but came to the general conclusion that we're gonna still see what the vibes are, unless you have any 2 cents to put in.
Nope, sounds about right to me.
Okay.
Rayleigh's gonna, like, gently point out that there was an idea of having someone for each, not moment, but, like, situation. So, like,
So
the leader
social
of
or
the
combat?
situation. Yeah, social,
Social.
combat, money, etc., whatever the situation calls for.
But I
was
feel
gonna,
like
suggest we can have like either 1 or 2 missions or something like where they're on what would be like in prueba on trial
on trial.
like
Okay.
a trial
I think-
period of
I think
of
the
like we make an
general
initial like make an initial decision for each one.
A probation
then-
period.
Yeah,
But I think at
see.
that point we would just realize that everybody is fit here. I don't think there's anybody here who is not. I think that it's really just down to who is the most, you know?
I'm kind of on board with Rayleigh. I mean, there are going to be times where even if we have one person as the leader, they might not
Yeah.
have any
I mean
idea
that,
of how
we
to
were gonna
set
have that
social media.
anyway.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that
a
I think at
social
that
leader
point
and
you
a
have
combat leader.
I think at that point though you have your main pack leader, and that pack leader then appoints who is it's like appointing general.
Yeah.
So
Every pack has, like, people who take charge in different situations, but
But
there should
they
still
need-
be a de facto leader.
like a main pack leader.
She tilts her head to the side and it's kind of like, so like Fortune.
Essentially, we would be
I was
figuring
the pack,
out.
was the pack leader of his own
we'd essentially need to figure out who our fortune is. But we can take time for that, or we could even discuss it during during the next week or so of travel,
She nods.
if that's all right with everyone.
Yeah. I just think having multiple leaders makes more sense to me.
And we would, in a way. Again, it's, you know how in the UK, for example, or do you read fantasy? Do you know much?
Kind of.
All right. Well, in those situations, you know how you have your king or your queen. Say you have your queen, and that queen has advisors or general
Yeah.
that she appoints to certain things.
Yeah.
Well, in this
Treasurer,
case, we would need
ambassador.
to appoint a queen. We decide as a group. We appoint the queen, and then the queen would appoint ambassadors, and the queen would heavily respect and, in most cases, fully agree with and go with whatever those ambassadors' opinions are. But we need the queen for that, because we need somebody to truly make the final decision and be able to rein people in.
I just realized something. Cordelia doesn't know about Rayleigh's dream, correct?
No.
Cordelia, offhandedly not knowing Rayleigh's dream, goes kind of like Arthur in the Knights of the Round Table.
Okay.
Rayleigh just kind of like stops and says, "Oh,
Every
irony that
knight
you said
had their
that.
place. She goes, every knight had their place. They also were lords of their own land.
And you even
They
had
had-
your expert in magic.
and you
Yeah.
even had a traitor."
Everything is there. Are you alright?
Yeah, it's just the
Yeah, she looks at Rayleigh and goes, you good, hun?
yeah, it's just the irony or the coincidence that you mentioned the Knights of the Round Table, because I had a dream about that, and Mordred tried to fucking kill me, and kind of scary. He was the demon-ish kind of thing.
Blinks. Cordelia blinks. Now, it's common knowledge to know that King Arthur is kind of
No.
mega hybrid. No, it's not. Okay.
It
It's
is
just a
not
legend, as far as
it
any
is
It's a legend.
not common knowledge at all that King Arthur
Okay.
is real and is a werebear.
Okay. Just wondering about that, because this is the first time I'm even hearing about that, so.
Alright.
She blinks.
It came as a very scary dream, and also very scarily realistic. Like, normally
Hold
when I
on.
dream, I don't remember them. Or, like, it's very fractured. This one was vivid as fuck.
Really?
Yes.
Did you
Breathe.
know you were dreaming?
I think so, yes. It was more of a case of I went to bed, I woke up in a place. There was a big chair in front of me, and a voice said, "Sit in the chair because it's your throne," or something along those lines. So I sat in it, and a big table full of multiple chairs appeared in front of me. And then
Bling.
and when I said, "Oh, I don't want to be Arthur, I wanted to be Merlin," some shadow bastard with red eyes said, "Oh, I'll take the throne from you." Turns out it was Mordred, and then he
Just-
tried to kill me.
I need to check something.
Don't like it.
When you realized you were dreaming,
Yeah.
the usual thing that happens is
You wake
things in your dream essentially melt away, everything becomes just a grey plane.
You-
Did that
you
happen?
wake up.
No.
Fuck.
Cordelia blinks and looks at Hannah, because Hannah.
I look at Cordelia!
She goes, that didn't happen with me either. I very much knew I was dreaming.
What does it mean?
Fuck. Alright, these are things
Okay,
that we need
really?
to take a moment and talk about on our travel.
Alright, everybody to
Oh,
the grotto. Let's
okay.
go drop off
Bridge.
the other child and let's go.
To the Umbra! Whoop. That's the
Yeah.
Umbra noise.
You guys
Wait.
dip into the Umbra.
Really?
You see Serpent of the Skies vibing.
Would
He's just
Ray-
vibing with the Karen spirit.
Would
Yes.
really figure out how to get into the Umbra at this point, out of pure curiosity.
Rayleigh, you've realized that you can only go in and out of the Umbra when you're either in your glade or in Cairns. Anywhere else, you just can't figure it out.
Oh.
Is somebody dragging Cordelia, or does Cordelia have to go take a swim?
Again, same with Cordelia. If you're in Karen's or you're going into Rayleigh's Glade, you don't have to swim. And actually, even now, swimming won't work right away. Not until you get the right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, as we're walking. So,
It feels weird.
At this
to
point,
Cordelia.
all you need is a reflection.
Yeah.
as a whole, shall we establish that first off, when you realize you're dreaming, so lucid dreaming, first thing that tends to happen is the world around you, whatever it was, tends to essentially melt away as you gain control of it, and then you essentially can just fly around, fuck around, find out kind of thing.
Well, that's
Right?
what I thought
Right.
that was gonna happen. I was like, oh wait, this must be a dream, because like I fell asleep next to Joel. I woke up here. This must be a
Which
dream. So I tried to
lead-
do things and I couldn't.
Which leads me to believe that this may have been a vision of sorts.
Is Mordred gonna try
Cordelia,
and fucking
her-
kill me?
Cordelia, care to share anything?
She's thinking, and she goes, most I can understand of stuff like that. And hold on, I'm gonna look at my out of character. I want to look at my sheet real quick. Cordelia does have one in occult. Would she know what prophetic dreams are?
Roll it. Intelligence plus occult.
All right, here we go. First
Can
roll
I
of the
roll that
day.
too?
Yes, you may.
One, and you said what was it? Intelligence and occult.
Okay.
What we got? What we got?
Yikes. Well, Cordelia knows nothing. Reroll the 10, Roblin. Reroll the 10.
Okay.
I want
Hey,
to say
5
Cordelia might
successes.
50-50 not- Oh,
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
I also have a way to hold on.
So, given
Anna has
all
basic
the knowledge that I currently have of these two dreams and my own and all of the circumstances, what's the vibe?
Well, normally prophetic dreams are self-imposed via taking special rites and or intoxicants. And normally they're a lot more how you say, like, what's the word? Metaphorical than these ones were.
These were all quite literal.
Yeah, it was quite literally Kane coming and telling you what the fuck's going on, and fucking Godzilla and Cthulhu showing up, or Mordred coming and like threatening you for the crown.
Mm-hmm.
None of that's very like metaphorical. It is all
Okay. Do I have any idea what these could be? In tandem with one another and independently, given the role.
Well, I think you can probably figure out yours.
Okay.
You were about to have a normal dream, probably a nightmare about a bossy or whatever,
Mhm.
and then Kane invaded it.
Yikes! Fuck you too.
He
At least-
invaded a pre-existing dream.
Well, at least he stopped you from having that kind of a nightmare, so.
Yeah, valid.
You don't have a real explanation for Rayleigh or Cordelia's, though.
Aside from they were very obviously not normal.
Did Cordelia mention the earlier dream about the shipyard?
Yeah, she
No.
mentioned how the shipyard was something
Yes,
she saw
yeah.
before in the other dream, and she was confused
Right.
why Godzilla was showing her that.
Yeah.
When she saw what she then found out to be Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the fact that they've seen this this ship graveyard twice is very, very, very important, and definitely not a coincidence.
Okay. So it clearly holds some form of relevance, and I just don't know what that relevance is.
Yes.
Alright. Given the circumstances, these are very obviously not normal dreams.
Really?
Right. Cordelia, shipyard. Do you recognize it at all? Do you know anything about it? Because
I've never been near a shipyard. At least not one that looked like that. It's usually like one ship that I go explore on occasion.
Alright. We have some time to travel. During our traveling, would you mind seeing if you could
I
take a
get
few
to go
tries
spin.
at illustrating it?
She nods and goes, shouldn't be too hard. Though walking and drawing's not exactly easy.
Once we're on the train. More
She
so.
nods and goes, that would be more easy to do, yes.
Okay,
She pats her bag and goes, I should have just about everything I would need anyways.
excellent. Really,
Yeah.
I would... This is not, so you're aware, this is not any form of prophetic dream as far as I can tell. But I'm
Okay.
inferring,
That
I
you
suppose,
can
that...
tell.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware. Those tend to be more metaphorical than literal. But clearly it holds some importance. My personal inferring, this is entirely not to do with any knowledge, necessarily.
Cordelia blinks.
Whatever
and
this is...
Cordelia just blinks and goes, are you saying something's trying to tell us something?
I think something's directly interacting with you, and with Rayleigh in different ways. In my case, I know that Kane spoke to me and
Cordelia
gave me
blinks.
his number.
Wait, Kane?
Cordelia blinks.
That is a
What?
big thing to say out of nowhere.
Yep.
Cordelia
She forgot that
blinks.
she didn't mention it because she was very tired last night.
Cordelia blinks and goes, Kane, as in first murderer, first vampire,
Fuck!
and all that.
Kane's the
Yeah,
vampire?
What?
Shit. Fuck.
Why did...
I'm sorry. Last
What?
time we were... This happened last night, directly before the shit with Finn. I had
you
no time to bring it
awake?
up. No, in
Why
my
you
dream.
were- That's why you were awake at 3 in the morning?
Yoga. It helps me chill out. Not the point.
That sounds like
listen.
a pretty good reason to chill.
What?
Good thing I gave you that
Listen,
drink.
I'm sorry. It didn't immediately come to mind, and I didn't want to necessarily extra read into it until it was morning and everybody was present, and then all the shit with Finn and those people, and respectfully, your shebang, Cordelia. There was never a time, so it is being brought up now.
That is understandable. Very much so. Yes.
That said, I take out the piece of paper. I have his number.
What?
He has a phone?
Vampire
He does have a
gave you
phone.
his
He gave you his number?
Yes.
I'm still processing the fact that Kane is a vampire.
Oh, yeah, first.
Yeah, well,
Don't mind
yeah.
that.
Yeah, first vampire, first murderer, whole shebang.
I heard
Yeah,
of him
don't worry
being the
about it.
first murderer. I was not
Don't
aware of
worry
the
about
vampire
it.
part.
Yeah,
Okay.
right, yes.
Oh,
I
all
know.
myths are
Ultimate
becoming
cur-
true.
ultimate-
It really just sits down.
Ultimate curse of being the first murderer is to become the first vampire, the ultimate killing.
Hey, Cordelia, he sat down. Can you pick him up?
She does.
Rayleigh is just like, really, he is just like, wait, myths are becoming true.
I would also like
Oh.
to explain because me
Becoming.
and
They were
Rayleigh-
always true.
Me and Eldridge talked about this on our own. Rayleigh's only like 4 inches shorter than Cordelia.
That's okay. Jesus, she's strong.
And so she's straight up carrying.
Reminder that Rayleigh has
like a
strength
child.
5.
Well, Rayleigh's also small. In energy.
Cordelia's
Anyway.
like holding like a child, like an
Yeah.
actual like child, and just walking like he weighs nothing.
Yeah, he also mentioned a location that we should probably check out.
Uh-huh.
Remind me, it was Chernobyl?
Yes.
He mentioned Chernobyl, which, concerning.
I don't know.
Considering
don't know about
Cordelia
that.
with nukes and what Chernobyl was, which was a power plant
Right.
boom
That's
boom.
a really bad idea.
That does sound like a really bad idea, so let's...
Also, how do you know he's not trying to fuck with you? This is Kane.
Also, we
I do.
really shouldn't go to Chernobyl.
Whose
Isn't
track
that like
record is not
radioactive?
exactly clean. Also,
Hey, I'm just saying what he said. I'm relaying a message. Don't shoot the messenger.
I think he's also the messenger.
You have his
Do we
number.
Think we can shoot him.
We could ask him! We could text him! I'm not going to call him. I could text him.
We're in the Umbra.
I'm
It
not
won't
an
go
animal.
through.
Well, not here, obviously, once we're there. In Italy. I cannot
On the
guarantee
train.
that he would respond, but what if I sent him a
on
meme?
the train.
You send him a meme?
Wait,
Yes.
What
I have a
meme do you send him?
this-
I'm not sending it to him right now, but I need to find a meme.
really will help.
Tell
really
me what
will
meme
help.
you'd like to send fucking Kane.
I haven't decided, Jason. You need to give me a minute.
I
Take your
want
time,
to help
take
with
your
this.
time.
I want to help with this. Is really
Well, right now
Anything
he's being carried like a
Fox
toddler.
I'm just imagining Hana sending Kane the video of Sonic going, ha ha, one!
I was also thinking.
One.
I was also thinking. This is my gamer pad.
This is my gamer pad. Not many girls come here because they get friend zoned so
So
frequently.
frequently. Anyway,
Wait, I love the idea that we have Caspian, probably trailing not far behind Cordelia.
Yeah, no, he's sitting there wide-eyed. What the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
He's trailing behind because we're all still walking, so he's like on Cordelia's side. And let me guess, it's like, and she's holding Rayleigh like a toddler, like straight up, like hands under, like Rayleigh's koala to Cordelia. We got, and then it's Zyna, and then fucking Hana, and then probably in theory Solanine on the other side of Hana.
Yeah.
Solanine is.
Solanine
I love
would
how
be like a
Solanine is
little
on
person.
Zyna's shoulder.
Yeah.
Soldine's in the Roll20. I just want to
I
mention
know.
that.
She never closed it.
She forgets
Oh.
to.
Can Hana
yeah.
send that?
No, but that makes I would. That's hilarious. Oh my god.
That just
I'm
came
really
from
fucking
fucking
no,
Robin.
no, but he did say that it was Hongi. Somebody's Hongi.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm going to off myself. I hate this.
It would be really funny.
Jason, you got 3 of the most the people in one fucking
I
group.
said this to him like you when able.
You went Abel? No, Robin.
I don't.
Please, no.
I don't. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm not. This doesn't happen because this is not what I'm doing.
When she like weather boy.
This is not happening.
I really want to say too late you do it.
No,
Because you
no,
didn't say so.
no, no. I was joking. I was being like, oh, isn't like, no, actually, it was a joke. That's
Oh
not
my God,
happening.
Robin's saying that's something that
JD,
she would do, not Hana.
JD,
No.
What Abel? No, yeah, Abel. Yeah, Abel. No, Kane. Sorry, my brain. What? Kane can send back. What I said. You are what you.
You know what?
The plot.
I'm doing the 5-minute break early. I can't handle your shit. You guys get this out of your system. I'm gonna go get more fucking water.
I need to
Yeah,
take
you
your
have to
Don't
go.
worry.
Great
I need to
news.
grab some eat. I need to grab some eat. Be right back then.
Okay.
Okay, I'm also gonna be right back.
Same. I'm putting me on my be right intermission screen.
Am I the first one back?
I have returned.
Hi, I'm back. I hate you motherfuckers.
I'm sorry, it was too good of an opportunity to pass up. I don't get to be chaotic much.
You know, it's just why? Why me? Why this?
Hannah
Why
was like,
here?
I'm gonna send a meme. And I was like, this red fox meme would work. Then I saw the fox is not pleased with your memes. It would work as a response. Oh boy. I laughed so hard I needed to go to the bathroom. On the bright side, I have snacks.
There.
Oh boy. All the memes.
They're really funny.
I hate you. We have a memes channel for a reason. You're posting them in general.
Sorry.
Wait, we have a
But
meme
yeah,
channel? Oh, we do. My bad.
but they're relevant.
I'm gonna kill myself.
They're relevant.
You upset me.
The one
Why?
really suggests, or the one really suggests, it works because Hana is a fox.
Fox. Yeah, no, they work too well. I'm putting those together in the memes channel real quick.
Fair.
Just so that they can be present.
Alright, is everyone back? Are we switching back to
Sean is not back yet.
Sean
Okay.
is not.
Okay. Okay. Oh man.
I feel like those two just work as like, hey, memes to start off this, and a response of I'm not amused.
I just end up saying an Among Us meme and ask him if he's sus.
I
I don't
will.
know.
See, this
I
is
I
like-
will
we're not
kill
saying-
one.
This is
If
like-
you do this, it's not gonna be your friends from fucking what's the Karen called? Hidden fire, like flame, like that you see on the end of this moon bridge. It's gonna be Kane, and
Why?
he's going to kill you.
Why? He gave me his number.
Meme.
He gave me his
I
number.
love-
What does he expect me to do with it?
I love the idea that like Hana being the prim proper lady probably wouldn't. Robin being the absolute hellion of chaos would.
Listen, I'm not gonna do it, but here's the thing, Jason. He hasn't decided if he's on our side yet. Would this make his decision obvious?
Yes.
Yeah, not on our side.
Why not?
And I would quite like the first vampire murderer person to be on our side.
Mood, same. I'm gonna be nice to him. How does he feel about us/me so far? Does he think we're cool? Does he think we're chill?
Does he even
Not
have an opinion?
annoying?
Does he even have an opinion?
Well, he has some form of opinion, because or else he wouldn't have even come to my dream in the first place.
Or he's
You're
taking bets?
useful.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're useful. Slut.
You or him?
Both.
Like, we already had a whole conversation last fucking session about you banging Kane, so...
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay. Anyway,
Anyway, I'm switching us back to the D&D screen.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
should probably do that too.
So we're going.
We're walking. We're walking.
Yeah.
We've decided
After-
against sending him a meal.
After about 20 minutes of holding Rayleigh like a toddler, she looks down and goes, "Do you want the baby carrier?"
No, sorry. I can walk. I can walk.
No. If you don't want to walk, you don't have to walk. I'm just wondering. I mean, this.
No, it was more of a case of I'm trying to comprehend that all the myths and legends I've ever heard about from every religion might
Well,
just
not
be
all.
real.
Not every religion.
Really doesn't know that.
That's not all of them, probably.
Does
lot of them.
does like the Christianity God exist? Does
Yes.
Lucifer exist?
Not to you guys.
She shrugs.
Technically, though.
She shrugs.
Technically, but you
mean-
guys wouldn't know this in character because you guys
Yeah.
think Kate,
I mean,
that
yeah,
Gaia
because
is
of
God.
fucking. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Gaia's got it.
yes, it's true because we had fallen angels in our other campaign.
But we don't know that. Anyway,
We don't know.
Nope.
Or really, it's just like, oh, what's real?
Somebody
what's
in our
wrong?
last campaign married somebody that probably should not have
In
been.
my defense, Stockholm syndrome, and she was hot.
anyway. So we make it to Italy in one piece?
You do. Fuck, I don't have the picture for Italy anymore, so we're just gonna go straight to Hidden Fire.
Okay.
Nookie.
Lovely.
Oh, someone is not here. Yeah. They
Someone
all,
could be with us in spirit.
they're all vibing.
You pop back in.
Hello again.
I take it Caspian's actually inside the tavern with us this time, though.
Yes, I
Okay.
still don't have a token for him. I'm gonna do that
That's
real
okay.
quick. Can you resend me his picture? I should have done this a while ago.
Yeah, probably.
It's fine.
Look around, say, well, we're not dead.
I can see that. Good.
Our next destination is London. Any recommendations on a way to get there, or should the plan just be trains and buses? Indirectly asking if they have a moon bridge there.
They don't.
Do they have one to Paris?
Oh my god.
Probably
I'm gonna end up saying that.
not.
I'm gonna end up thinking that. every
Do
fucking-
they have... I have it at level 3. Hold on. I gotta pull up mage stuff.
Okay.
D&D...
Hey guys. How long did Payne hit his brother? Oh, as long as he was able.
Oh boy.
So fucking much. Robin, you are fucking dead to me.
I think
you
it's
asshole.
hit by a spontaneous meteor and dies immediately.
Bane walks in the door and punches a hole into fucking Hana's face.
She's dead. New character.
Jesus fucking
No,
Christ,
unfortunately, they don't have any moon bridges or anything. They do have travel in motion, and can use that to help hasten your journey.
I also have travel in motion.
Yes,
We
but
just
you
have
have
to get
specifically
Paris,
add
Valid, yeah.
Gnosis to initiative. They can have other stuff.
Okay.
Cordelia
Yeah.
just goes once.
They-
They take the train.
Yes, it will, but we're going to help it go a little faster. And
All right,
they
That
are going to
sounds
do
dangerous, but okay.
no, not dangerous at all.
Uh-huh.
Either it works and you guys get there faster, or it works and you guys get there the normal time.
All right.
Oxymoron.
Huh?
It either works and we get there at the normal time, or it works and we get there faster.
Or it doesn't work and you get there the normal time.
I was like, wait.
Sorry, Jason's a bit dumb.
I was so confused. I was like, wait, that sounds like an oxymoron here.
You're an oxymoron.
As a moron. So,
Okay, first let me quickly make a Caspian token, and then I'll make that cast.
Mood.
Boom. Boy.
Oh! That was pissing me off. There was a gap.
One sec. There, good enough.
Who are we speaking to, by the way?
You're speaking to
Okay.
The hot old man.
Elijah.
The one that Kiki wants to buy.
Okay.
Rayleigh's gonna like look to Cordelia and is like, "How long are we gonna stay here?"
Not
we have-
long.
Not long.
Oh, okay.
Just a few minutes.
If you want hot chocolate, go get one to go now.
Okay.
He hands you some cash.
Yay.
You don't need to
thank
pay
you.
here.
Oh, okay. Rayleigh like runs up. He's like, "Could I have a hot chocolate to go, please?"
Absolutely.
Thank you.
They hand you a to-go cup filled with very warm, very nice hot chocolate.
Yay.
Cordelia, I just love that idea of tiny Rayleigh just bolting it, and
I'm very tempted to make Rayleigh smaller, honestly. Like, surprisingly small for a 12-year-old. Instead of being
called
average.
malnourishment. It's called malnourishment. That's why Cordelia is so tiny.
Yeah, I could just make Rayleigh a lot
Being
smaller.
malnourished can stunt your growth hormones and make you not grow super big.
Cool.
I'm gonna see how small.
I know way too much about biology.
It depends. Have you hit puberty yet?
No.
Too.
Okay.
Boys don't usually hit puberty until close to 15.
Valid.
I know this because I have 2 younger brothers.
That's also assuming that Rayleigh is AMAB.
They are. I think Elder just talked about
Born a boy, but gender
Okay,
is
yeah.
a social construct to them.
Okay.
They switch between they, them, and he, him.
this. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There, I'll make Caspian the
36.3, 63.5 inches is the average for a 12-year-old
Right.
male.
They got 4 successes on the cast.
Also take into deciding factors from birth and malnourishment.
Yeah.
It's 63.
So if you guys if you take a train, that'd be like half the journey. Like
Mhm.
that would decrease the journey by half. So yeah, that's like
At
like
least.
10 hours now.
Yeah.
Instead of 19.
Okay.
So like
Probably
uh,
also
probably
evening
more
here,
like
so we
9
get
and a
there
half.
by morning.
Yeah.
Works.
Excellent.
Because Elder, you also have to take in birth, anything that happened to Rayleigh at birth, plus how long did you go before you met Joel? With little to no food.
2 years, basically a half a year of malnourishment.
That would probably
from
stunt
like
his
10
growth a
years
good
old.
bit.
Moving on from Rayleigh being small.
The only thing that would change Rayleigh from being small is puberty.
Fair.
You guys get a train. Do you get like
We get
Like-
the normal bullet train.
okay? So yeah, it's like a 10-hour drive, maybe not like 9.5.
Yeah, getting us.
What do you guys do on the train?
Cordelia starts as soon as she sits down, starts sketching out pulls out her sketchbook and a pencil and just starts sketching out the thing. Shipyard. Also, Jason, do I have to go find one or do you have one in mind already?
The shipyard?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a specific one. Are you actually
I
gonna
will
draw it?
go find one.
You actually gonna
Actually,
draw it?
fuck it. I'll draw it.
Okay, then screw having to make a check for it. If you draw it yourself, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
I put Rayleigh as like 4'6".
Okay.
Rayleigh,
That works.
like average height should be 5'2".
Yeah, you should technically be taller than Cordelia, but anything that has to do with your birth, or and on top of malnourishment,
Oh no, sorry, I
The
put him as
only-
full 5.
either way, you'd still be pretty short due to malnourishment. And if you were preemie, if you weren't, it's stuff like that. Cordelia is
Anyway.
small because she hit puberty during malnourishment stuff.
Ah, fair.
So she's just kind of stunted at 4'11", 5 feet, something like that.
You're also a weird radiation creature.
It doesn't help.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Sarbamba.
Yep, exactly.
I
Don't
could
need to
just
talk
make
about
him
that.
4 foot. Make him
Yeah.
tiny.
And still have a 10-foot sized Krynos form.
I had
Yes.
I had a classmate who was that tall at that age.
It's not uncommon.
Anyway,
Also depends on how small you are.
you guys eventually make it to London.
Welcome to
Yeah, at some
London,
point
yeah.
early on in the trip, just so you're aware, I'm gonna text my brother, just being like, "Hey Benji, you're aware, moving around on Moonbridges and the Umbra as a whole, and around the world recently. We're back in Europe now, and got some funds from a friend's friend to do some more traveling. Hope all's good."
You get a response almost immediately back saying, "All's fine. Things are going fairly well here, with all things considered.
Okay,
Yeah, hope
Hell
you're
yeah.
fine."
thumbs up. But yeah. So, London.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Jason, were they multiple ships or was it a singular ship?
It was a lot. It was like an entire fleet.
Okay. I'm going to pull up just a pre-done one.
It
until I can
was-
draw mine.
Correction. It was a like entire fleet, but it was ships from all kinds of eras, from like Viking longships to destroyers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull up random one. I want to say she draws the one that she remembers the most. Until I actually get to drawing it all out myself.
Anyway,
So we're aware, given I can only assume that we took the Euro train, we probably hopped off at St. Pancras, which is just near King's Cross and Camden. Kind of in that general area.
right.
So,
I don't know this area at all.
essentially, kind of dingy in a lot of the corners, but it's London, it's going to be lots of people, and because we're near Camden, there's going to be lots of places to eat, and more importantly, lots and lots of tourists to get lost within. So we need to A, stay close to one another, B, watch our purses to not be pickpocketed, and C, see if we can head among the crowd. What are we doing here exactly?
Cordelia looks down at herself as soon as you say hide among the crowd, and she hasn't changed out of a swimsuit.
And there's gonna be some tourist locations, so let's get you some clothes.
I only have swimsuits on me.
Let's go get some clothes. We just probably hop into the nearest fucking H&M and shit and get you a couple, just something to wear.
Actually have had normal outfits picked out for Cordelia in case of emergency. In case
We are getting these outfits. So
You
what
get,
is
like-
our plan?
Does
Like,
anyone
what do we
remember
need?
what your mission was?
All I remember is
Jason-
that we had to go to London.
Jason?
Oh, we are in London in September.
Hey,
It's gonna be
Jason?
fucking cold.
We're
It's
looking for
gonna
my
be
sister.
cold. Oh, Cordelia's gonna be
We're looking for
miserable.
my aunt.
Yeah, the question
There we
is,
go.
how do we don't even have a lead.
Your
Aside
lead
from
was
the
your lead
biggest
was that she
city
was
in the
hunting
entire
vampires in London.
Okay, yeah. So, London, the biggest city in the entirety of the UK, with the most people in it. Great.
Cordelia literally steps off the train because Rome, warm. Australia, warm. London in September, not warm.
It's
As
okay,
someone
we're
who
getting-
lives
is
in the
freezing.
UK, yeah, no, it's gonna be cold.
So we're getting you some warm clothes, and anybody who needs an extra jacket and possibly like gloves and shit.
Okay,
Then
one,
you-
that's cute,
Oh,
and
that's
two,
Cordelia.
Rayleigh offers their thick jacket to Cordelia temporarily, and it's like a
literally wearing
large one.
You know, if you need to be warm, Hana can just dip into fox form. It wouldn't be that weird here.
No, it wouldn't. But again,
the only reason Cordelia is not super out of place clothing wise is because she's wearing a one piece and a skirt, but it's a very light, flowy skirt.
Oh,
She's
there are
literally
like
shivering.
over 10,000 foxes in London, so
She is
I
legit
wouldn't be
shivering.
I would not be out of place at all. I do dip into an alley and go into my fox form, and then probably just hop up onto just to sit around Zaina's shoulders.
Fair.
That is fair.
Like I am essentially a live fox scarf.
I'm gonna
Is
say
what
the
I'm
stuff that I'm posting is kind of like Cordelia's, like the outfits that she'll like drift towards
Okay,
style-wise.
we
but, like,
we get
yeah.
those. For now, I will direct you if necessary, but Zaina's in charge of the credit card while I'm a fox.
Yeah, she
Yeah, I
picks
got
out
it.
like these first 3 outfits as something to have. She needs to rewear them. It shouldn't be too hard to walk.
Okay.
But they're
So-
warm. It's like long sleeve and warm tights, pants, stuff like that.
Right then, we have that.
Rayleigh
One
is like
did have
thick
shoes.
tights, like the thick warm ones. Like there, it's a specific type. I can't remember what they're called, but like they're
We've-
insulated.
Mhm. So we've also spent time in Amsterdam, so we have warm clothes as well, Zaina and I. But yeah, I'll stay in my fox form. Through the Inari net, I say, okay. So we know hunting vampires in London. We have the London part down. We need to find the vampire part. Can somebody make a check? Jeez. To see what we
Can we
might
make a
have as a
check?
lead. Or would anybody just inherently know something?
Okay. What are you trying to figure out? What are you trying to? What kind of knowledge banks are you trying to access?
Well, I was thinking that we might need to essentially see something about, and possibly vampires as a whole, where they might hang out within the city. And anything relating to that, just because
Okay.
we have nothing
If
to go.
if you want to make a check to see how much you know about vampires, intelligence occults. If you want to know how much you make a check to see how much you know about just general city life and go off of that. Intelligence streetwise. If you're going off of primal instincts to try and hunt down what you would instinctually know as prey, then perception, primal urge.
Okay. I'm going to activate my heightened senses, and I would like to do the perception primal urge.
I would like to use a willpower and do intelligence occult to like knowledge of like just general.
What was the middle one?
Sorry, what?
General
What was the
vampire
middle one?
knowledge.
Sorry.
That's just knowing about vampires specifically.
Well, more like where they usually like try to congregate to.
What was
Could
the middle one?
Rayleigh do the
The middle was knowledge of cities.
Yeah, but what was the check?
intelligence
was
streetwise?
Knowledge streetwise.
Could Rayleigh
Okay.
also do that?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, I'm gonna do kind of like the intelligence occult just to like kind of like general vampire knowledge of like where they hang out, like where they try congregating to, like their normal stuff.
Also,
like
I would
that.
like to use a willpower. I'm not quite sure how willpower works.
So when you spend a willpower point, then
Right.
when you make the roll, it will double tens. So every 10 is 2 successes, and you get to reroll them still. And
Okay.
ones do not subtract from your successes. Did you
Okay.
also say you were using one?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I did,
Okay.
but it was kind of it helped with the success because I think I only got technical 2 successes, but the willpower might not. I think it adds.
Yes,
on,
that is a third success. If you don't get any 10s or 1s, then it just counts as an extra success.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
so that's
Cordelia has 3 successes. Really has 4. Hana's the
I
60.
failed.
That's
Yes.
2 for me.
Hana knows nothing. Hana has 2. Okay, really, what was your check again?
intelligence streetwise. Because
Okay.
I would assume that they would like know stuff about like cities and whatnot.
Yeah, you
I
know
would assume.
cities, you know people. If you wanted to find specific people who probably aren't the most well-liked in society or like most like upstanding citizens, you would probably go to where there are like trying to think of what words to use because brain is just
Pub,
not.
like a pub, a bar.
Yeah, like pubs, maybe like low income areas. If you like,
Pubs.
you're looking. The one thing you do know about vampires is they like to prey on people. Best way to do that is to go to low income areas. So, any slums. I don't know how many there are in London.
Oh, there'd be a lot.
Yeah. Or to go on after people who are intoxicated, like at pubs and stuff. So yeah.
Rayleigh's going
Camden's
to
supposed to be is what I'm
tell the
hearing.
group that. Is like, if you're gonna want to prey on people, you're gonna want to go around near the pubs. Because they'll be drunk.
Oh, it's Cordelia's stuff.
Cordelia, what'd you roll again?
I got 3 successes
3.
for kind of like where they would.
What dice did you roll? Like what
Intelligence occult.
Occult? Oh. Yeah, you know vampires. You know, one, they're not going to come out at during the day. They literally have to sleep during the day. So, you know, you have to... The best place to look for them is at night.
It would be what, like midday to
Yeah.
afternoon here?
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
Well, we got here. You said towards the morning time.
Well, that was
an
my
hour.
assumption from the time that we got to Paris.
It's about...
Okay. About noon.
Okay.
Cordelia looks around and goes, "We need a bouncing off what Rayleigh said. They're not going to come out come daytime. So we'll probably have to either one find something to do until then, or one, do we even have a place to stay while we are in London?
Would there be hotels
Parks.
nearby?
Megan, deal with the
actually,
park.
Cordelia, you got 3 successes? I'll give you one more thing. They won't come out during the day, but their ghouls will. And if you can find their ghouls, you'll find the vampires. For those who don't know, ghouls are just humans who have ingested vampire blood and gotten a little bit of power. They're not full vampires.
Oh.
She goes, though, if we wanted to walk about, after establishing a place to sleep, because unlike the lot of you, I can't sleep out in public
Okay.
in animal form.
Yeah.
Well, you
that
sleep in your
makes
human
sense.
form, Cordelia.
Well, either way, I can't go to a park and crash out somewhere.
It just depends how stealthy you are.
All right.
I would want a dead body.
There are shitty we're in Camden. When we were in London, we stayed in Camden.
Yeah.
Camden. So there is, I know for a fact that there is a mediocre kind of motel nearby that isn't too expensive that we could stay in because we had 5 people staying there at night. It works.
Out of character, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
Would there ever been a talk between Cordelia and maybe like Fortune or somebody on what to do with all the valuables if Cordelia ever had to leave the cairn? What to do with them? Like go to a pawn shop probably and get some money?
I mean, yeah. But, like, do you?
Well, that's what I'm asking the DM. Would she have been told, hey, you know the shinies in your bag? If you ever not here,
Would Cordelia want to part with them?
the gems probably, because she's got a whole like trunk full of them at home. The gems she's not as attached to. They're just shiny. The gems probably.
Yeah, you could probably go find a pawn store and pawn them off.
Yeah, she kind of pokes at Zyna and goes, one thing I do know, if it helps with sleeping arrangements, she pokes at her bag and goes, Fortune's told me that if I ever
This is in Arinet, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, she poked, yeah. And goes, Fortune told me that if I ever am not in the Karen to find a pawn shop. And she pokes her bag.
Huh. Okay.
We could probably find one of those.
Would that help get sleeping stuff?
We have some money, but that would probably be helpful, yes. we should probably hit up a some form of charity shop or a respectfully given the value, we may just hit up a fucking antique store.
Cordelia looks
Even
at you
even-
as though you
there's
know what
even-
you're talking about, because she doesn't.
A lot of the time, even jewelers, at least where I'm from, will take gems off you that they know they can profit off more than you can with just the gem itself.
She
Everybody wins.
nods. It's very much a okay kind of nod, because she's never done any of that before in a day in her life. But she nods and goes, okay.
There's a place very out of character. There's a place called Cash Converters that's all over Europe. And literally, they'll take jewelry, gemstones, things of the like, and they will look at that and be like, okay, how much is this worth? Here you go, take some money. And will then turn it into jewelry to sell in their own stores. But that is a thing that exists. Would we be able to find something similar?
It should be pretty easy to find one of them.
Probably.
There's everything in London. Fucking
Yeah,
London.
to be fair. Yeah, there's a lot of things in London.
So,
Cordelia
What's-
goes, well, if we want to get sleeping arrangement stuff and all that, we could walk around and maybe try to find one of the ghouls. And she explains in Narinet, she's talking in Narinet this entire time, what a ghoul is.
let's get
specifically.
some money sorted, and then absolutely.
Also, I would like to just quickly point out that Rayleigh has is holding both Cordelia's and Zaina's hands because they don't want to accidentally walk off with Cordelia.
Valid.
But
Good
also
plan,
they
good
don't
plan.
want to.
Yeah,
They don't want
Cordelia's got
Cordelia
no
to
idea
just
what the
leave.
fuck this is.
Okay. I kind of point at a
Also,
store. with my
Cordelia's now
tail a little
wearing
bit.
the last outfit that I posted. That's the one
With-
Cordelia's wearing.
Point at a store with my tail. Let's try there. Can we go into an alley real quick?
Sure. I'm gonna go walk into an alley.
Cordelia stands up outside the alley, kind of leaning
Really
against the
stays with
wall,
Cordelia.
kind of
I,
keeping an eye out, make sure no one goes down the alley.
Go into my human form. Walk back out. All right. Let's go.
So
Nega?
you guys are going to a pawn shop? Is that what I?
It's-
Something
No,
like that.
it's cool. It's essentially a jeweler's where they take your old jewelry, gemstones, loose gemstones, things the like, and they pay you for them. You sell them to them.
Are you sure you don't want to go to a pawn shop?
This place is more specialized, and they know actively what they're talking about, and they'll take
I
more.
think he's telling us to go to a pawn shop.
Hey, let's go to a pawn shop. Anyway,
I think he's kind of implying that maybe we should.
we can go to a pawn shop.
Technically,
Are
this
you
is
sure?
what
Are you
they
sure you want to
also-
go to a pawn shop now?
Technically, you
Oh,
could.
Jason?
How about we
Jason,
compare? How
if
about we go
there's
to
a
one
specific
first, then we
character
go to
you
the other?
want us to meet, shove them into the other, like
No,
into
no,
the
no,
jeweler
no.
shop.
No. This is purely up to you guys. Do you want to go to a jeweler or a pawn shop?
say
Okay, let's
jeweler.
go to a. I vote jeweler personally, like with my personal experience. And I feel like I could talk to a jeweler with my hella charisma.
We could technically do both for the sheer fact of Cordelia's got not just gems, but like
yeah,
weird
let's just
coins.
go each and both. I
Yeah.
vote.
Okay.
So
Where
where
let's
do
go
you
with the jeweler.
where do you go to first?
Gems. Quickest way to do
Um,
it.
Okay.
I was gonna say pawn shop.
Okay.
Fun. I don't care.
Majority vote. Who cares?
Not me.
Not me.
So-
Pawn shop it is. Let's go.
Punch what it is.
Okay. You
Yeah,
want
the
to
only
pawn-
opinion I win by
We
default.
walk in.
You walk in.
Cordelia got Rayleigh's hand. She's got a hand on her crab pack strap.
You see there is one person working at the pawn shop who is not currently with anyone.
Go to them.
There.
She walks up with the Hana.
Um.
Also, I realize I also get charisma stuffies because I have soothing voice. And why
do?
I'm shutting up before I say that on stream.
No, say it to DMs.
I will in a minute.
All right.
Anyway,
I kind of smile. Hey, would it be possible if we could sell you some loose gemstones here?
show them to me.
Cordelia pulls her bag around.
In our net, I quickly tell you, just a small handful.
Good, because she would have started pulling out a lot.
I was gonna say, just a small handful.
She pulls out like 3 emeralds, like 2 rubies, and a sapphire.
For example, these. Lay them out a bit.
He like picks one of them up. He like looks at it, like examines it. He pulls out like one of those weird like telescope microscope things.
Mhm.
Where the hell did you get these?
I'm a sea diver.
Deep sea diver.
She pats Rayleigh on the head.
We pick them up. We do a lot of traveling.
Huh. I mean, yeah. How much do you want for them?
She looks at Hana like,
Looking
I don't know.
can I make a check to maybe see how much these might be worth?
Thing is, these are-
Intelligence?
Can I argue streetwise given my background?
Seeing as finance is not on these, then yes, I will give that to you.
Yeah.
Also, a little insight on how Cordelia found these out of really expensive-looking boats that she had to take metal off of.
Nice! Hold on.
Fun.
That means that these were probably expensive-ass necklaces, earrings, and jewels and such.
1,
Oh,
2, 3, 4,
fun.
5 successes.
I'm gonna say this roll is less you knowing how much they'd actually be valued at, more of you knowing how much you can scam this guy out of.
Yeah, no, that's fully the plan.
Especially because these are
2,
actual
4,
gem gems.
5.
And Hana.
5
Cordelia
successes?
says
Yeah.
real quick before you say anything, Jason, Cordelia says to Hana, and goes, if it helps anything, I found these out of really old necklaces and really, really big, fancy-looking boats.
I will use that knowledge if I deem it necessary.
You know, it's, yep.
You could probably get a couple thousand each out of them.
I kind of pause for a moment and I say, well, I look at the till. I look at the whole vibe. How much do you have? And this is just deciding how. Listen. From what I can tell, I can see each of these being a couple £1,000.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
But do you have that?
Yeah, I could probably. I may have like a few thousand in the cash register. If you gave me a day or two, I could probably get enough to give you
Would it be easy? Would it be easy to just transfer it to me? I have a bank account.
We prefer to use physical money here.
Understood.
We can come back another day.
Hana, can you give me a wit streetwise for this?
Probably.
You want to use
Okay.
willpower, Robin?
Yes.
Please do.
I've never done that before.
Just
Yep.
click the little square.
So this
underneath.
now doubles 10s and negates 1s.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Yeah, and 5 with the with no 10s or 1s.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very sus thing for him to say. And since you kind of know crime, it's
Mhm.
probably so that he can do something illegal with this money, or has done something illegal with this money.
Question is, do I threaten him with it? Okay.
Do you want
You're
to?
a big, scary looking, you're a pretty intimidating, pretty lady, so.
Kind of pause for a moment. Lean on the counter and I say,
Cordelia backs up.
lean on the counter, looking this person in the eye. I'm essentially I'm staying within my space while also trying to impose my energy to a certain extent.
Mhm,
If that
mhm.
makes sense.
Hana's doing a thing that.
And I just
called
look at
assert
him for a
superiority.
moment, giving him a really kind of look.
He gives you gives you the normal face that he has
Mhm.
been.
Ooh, I had a thought.
Yeah, what's the thought, aside from you?
Will Hana,
You just got it. Ellie just got the.
Go on.
Will Hana share the knowledge that this is pretty sussy?
Yeah.
That he's doing- Yeah. Seeing the fact that I wish I had something in intimidate. Is there a way for like Cordelia to just kind of make herself even more intimidating than she normally looks?
Yeah, roll manipulation, intimidation.
The thing is, I don't have intimidation. I need to get it. Wait.
Why don't you have intimidation?
I don't
I
know,
thought
you
I
didn't
had
take it.
natural- No, I thought I would have had natural intimidation.
I mean, yeah, you all do. You all have, like, rage.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But you don't put anything in intimidation.
I thought I did.
Just because you are naturally scary doesn't mean you are trained to be scary, which is what having skill in intimidation is.
Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, I'll just do the manipulation thingy then. I'll just roll the manipulation because
Okay.
she's just gonna use her natural.
To
She's
die.
a freak kind of thing.
Then
as
I will let you
standing
change it. I was gonna say you could change it to appearance, but that's the same amount of day.
That's the same dice. Because it's just her standing behind Hana and kind of just opening her mouth just a little bit in a very intimidating kind of way.
Actually, now more than anything, I'm curious. Keeping my voice and tone very level so that it very much looks like we're just having a casual conversation. And like even smiling a bit, because then there's no reason for anyone to eavesdrop. So, what kind of stuff do you do here?
We buy things. We
I'm
sell
also going
things.
to roll real quick, and I think people can get the general. I botched it. It's fine.
Oh,
It doesn't
yeah.
really do much.
He, like, casually glances at Cordelia and says, "Your friend's a freak."
Cordelia glares like rude.
I kind of look at him and say, "You're talking to me, not her."
Also, I'm the one with the fucking. Cordelia in Anarinet goes, I'm also the one with the fucking gems, asshole.
How involved in crime are vampires?
Oh, very.
Would this be possibly an way for us to get in contact
Maybe.
or make contact? With them?
Another person comes over and he's like, "Dude, that's not no way to talk to customers. I'll handle this." And he like ushers them away. He's like, "So,
Claire,
I
you the asshole.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Did you just want to use these pictures? Is that why you wanted
No.
us to come here?
no."
Wow,
That is
famous
not
gold and silver pawn shop.
Cordelia
is
like glares at the guy who called her rude, called her freaky, freak or whatever, and just like rude. I'm the one with the in her mind. She's like, I'm the one with the gems, asshole.
So, assume you're looking to sell these gemstones.
Yes.
Okay. And
Respectfully,
gem.
who am I speaking to?
Name's Rick.
A pleasure. Is that Rick
Hey.
Harrison from Pawn Stars?
No, it is not Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars. It is just a guy who looks like Chris
No,
Harrison.
but is that picture? Is
Oh,
what
the
I'm
picture, yes! Yes, the picture absolutely is him!
For
Okay.
chat's reference. For chat's reference.
at. Okay.
Yeah.
That is 1,000,000% Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars.
Okay. Poggers. Okay. Jason, why are you trying to do a British accent?
Because they're not British.
Oh, these dudes aren't British? Okay.
Nah, they're very weirdly American.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that was the plan. I was adjusting a couple thousand, give or take, for each of these.
Right, any more precise number?
Well,
Hey,
generally,
DM, any more precise number?
I was thinking, I kind of gestured to the emeralds first. I was thinking 2,300 for each of these. 2,300 for this one. I gestured to the sapphire, and another 2,100 for this one. To the ruby.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
I could be able to get it to you. But obviously I would need to be able to get those funds together. And I don't think I could be able to get all of them.
Whatever
I'd
you're
say-
comfortable with. But if you
How about-
If you have any suggestions on who else we might be able to take them to.
He did not like that.
I'm just asking. No, I'm not saying that I'm not going to sell them to him. It's more so for the others.
Right.
It's not the implication.
Okay, that's fair. It's like
we have more.
More so saying, if you have a boss that you could, like, I'm asking for the underground contacts without asking for them.
always
Yeah,
like,
it's like if you have
well,
somebody
I could-
higher above you who could get the funds faster.
I
we
could
talk about
probably do 18K for each and have it to you by in like a few hours.
That would work.
Yeah. All right.
Minus, Cordelia says not an RNS.
Yeah. All right. Sure. We're not strapped necessarily. If
Great. If you want to just come back in a few hours or just wait here, see if there's anything you'd want to spend money on. There's a lot of cool stuff in here that could also just be like good chassis for fetishes. They have like antique weaponry. They have like really cool electric guitars that could be used into musical fetishes.
I do
Really?
just real quick want to ask, if we possibly had other things of a similar kind, do you have any recommendations on where we could take them?
Not that I can think of. I think there are a few jewelers around that would probably buy them off of you.
Fair. All right.
Rayleigh, while all this is going on, Rayleigh's just gonna like take a
Cordelia,
wander.
after the other asshole guy, Cordelia just kind of walks off. After the asshole guy leaves, Cordelia just walks off. Like,
Oh yeah,
into the
Rayleigh's with
door.
them.
Like, she legit just turned around and walked. She got bored.
None of you have common sense. I can't help.
Look, I don't know what to do with this, Jason. We're all autistic or ADHD. What do you want from us? None of us are neurotypical, including you. You want to DM someone?
No, I meant
No,
that
it's
you
an
didn't
actual
have.
common sense.
Yeah,
It's
you
an
didn't have
actual
the merit common
called
sense.
common
Not you
sense.
guys. No, I was not trying to
Oh.
insult. There's a merit called common sense. My
I
bad.
had
That
it
was.
in my last. I had
It's
it in
straight
my
up. The
last
DM
one.
gives you advice when you need
He'll
it.
legit go, hey, character, common sense, do this thing.
Oh.
Or you recognize this, or you realize this.
I
My
have sex
bad.
appeal. That's all I got. Does that help at all?
I've got sex appeal.
I got a point in
I
street
mean, yeah, they give you a little bit more than they probably could have, or should have.
Valid.
Cordelia, yeah, she's just walking about. She's got Rayleigh's hand as she's walking around. What-
Could you be polite to us and pretend one of us has it for just this one encounter? Jason, honey, my wonderful, wonderful little guy.
You know what? Just so that you get into the habit of doing it all the time, sure, use sense worm.
Okay.
Can I also glance?
Reflex.
I always
Can
forget
I
we have.
also
I have that
look into
Milo.
the Umbra, please?
Yes,
like, use
you
my
can.
phone as a
Perception and occult.
While you're rolling that, yeah, you just, Zany, you casually glance at your phone screen just to get the reflection, and then look into the Umbra. There is a murder bane in here.
A what?
I'm going to like.
There is an
think,
evil
like,
spirit that forms when lots of murders take place in a singular area.
I'm going to like just freeze for a second, and I'm gonna use the Inarina and say, "There's a murder bane in here."
Exactly, because Cordelia is literally wandering around the store
With
Cordelia,
the
come
child.
back, there's a murder bane.
with the child. And cannot
First of all-
sense any of that shit.
That's why I just told you about it.
Oh no, that's 2 successes.
Mhm.
Let me look up sense worm again.
It's not good, Jason.
Rayleigh's going to speak up via Inarina, like, what's a thing that you just said?
Not
A
good.
murder bane means that there's been a lot of murders taken around this area, or in this.
People died,
place.
hon. A lot of people died.
Oh, well, this is London.
No, in this
In a
house,
in this
this room.
Hana, you don't exactly know, like, completely where it's coming from, but there's absolutely worm taint in this building.
besides me.
Besides Cordelia.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, you have enough. It is, you can't tell where it's coming from, again, but there's vampire spawn where worm taint in here.
I will communicate that quickly.
Alright, so you know where the murder bang came from.
Yeah. Cordelia's like now on guard for anything that seems abnormal as she's looking about at stuff. Does anyone walk up to Cordelia? Because I take it as literally Cordelia and Rayleigh currently walking.
I mean, they're
No,
walking
you guys
around
are
the
just-
shop.
Yeah. You guys are
Probably
just
like a small
vibing,
talk
looking at
kind of
stuff.
shit.
Would really find anything interesting out of pure curiosity, because I know what their whole thing is. You spoiled it slightly for me, so like you said that there could be things for fetishes, so I'm here like curious.
Well, like I said,
Anything
they're
can really
antique
be turned into-
weaponry.
Anything
Like-
can really be turned
like-
into a fetish.
Yeah. Though there are some things that are deemed more appropriate, quote unquote, to be made into fetishes. For example, a lot of people look down on modern appliances being used into fetishes.
Fair.
They find it kind of weaver-ish. Not most people don't care, but there are some specifically a lot of werewolf groups who like really look down upon it.
Because
but-
Werewolves are weird.
snobs. Werewolves are snobs.
That's racist. Anyway,
They're
It's correct.
racist.
there are
They are literally
a-
racist.
yeah, there are quite a few antique pistols. There's like a few nice looking revolvers. There are some cool like decorative daggers. Again, there's like, you know what? They have a warlock here, which is a really expensive, really rare type of electric guitar. That would be an excellent guitar fetish. Yeah, all kinds of stuffs.
Dope. I don't really know how fetishes work, so I don't know what.
You put a spirit in an object and it gives it special powers.
Yeah, it depends on both the object and the spirit.
Cordelia's pack is a fetish because there's a spirit inside it, making it bigger than it looks.
Okay.
Hence why she's able to hold a good amount of stuff in it that she normally would not.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't really know enough about fetishes as a whole to know what I could possibly make with anything here. So I'm just vibing, bro. Fuck. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you say anything else to these guys?
No. Not right now, at least.
Okay.
That's big yikes. But I am definitely kind of low-key keeping an eye on them.
You see, the Rick guy walks up to
Yeah.
another person in the store and whispers something in his ear.
Since I
I
activated my heightened senses, can I hear what they said?
Roll me perception alertness.
I have a question out of character because I had an idea for a fetish. I just want to know if it'd be even physically possible.
DM it to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a willpower point.
Okay.
Also, did I get my willpower and gnosis back from the last time? Or no?
Yes.
Also,
Okay.
did you see my private chat, Jason?
Yes, I did.
All right, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
They say, we have a deal. 3 young women and a child. Tell the boss.
They're gonna
I
fucking
relate.
kidnap us?
I'm gonna relay this information to the
I
group.
thought Caspian was with us.
Oh, yeah, sorry. 3 young women, adult male, and, small child.
I'm gonna relay this information to them through Inarinet.
Mm-hmm.
Are they planning on kidnapping us?
Quite possible.
Does that
Oh.
sound? That totally sounds like kidnapping language. This
That
is human
really
trafficking.
asks the group
And
that in
or
the
food.
Inarinet.
We're probably gonna be used as food.
Mm-hmm. Question is, I mean, it sounds like they don't know that we're
How
Where
viable
the-
would it be to punch a vampire?
Do not do it right now. We do not want to blow our cover.
No, but if a vampire came at us and I punched them,
fucking go for it.
okay.
They're actually more fragile than humans.
They're really
gonna
fucking
say.
weak.
Again,
They are really
fucking
weak.
go for it.
Okay, I should be good then because I'm really good at
For
punching
some-
things.
For some reason, humans can soak aggravated damage, vampires cannot. I'll probably change that just because it does not make sense in the slightest.
I like the idea
But still,
that vampires are
they're-
fucking fragile as shit.
They're really fragile, which is weird, because they shouldn't be. I'm gonna say in this game, vampires can soak ag, just because it makes no sense for them not to be able to.
Fair enough.
Valid.
Yeah, fair.
But still, they are very weak compared to you guys.
Yeah.
Also, Rayleigh is very interested in seeing how hard he can punch someone. Or
They
something.
can punch pretty hard.
Yeah, no, but he hasn't had a chance to really use all his strength in a punch against anything yet. So he's kind of curious as to what he can do. Because you have to remember, he's a pacifist normally.
Yeah, I sent you the thingy, Jason. Ooh.
Yeah.
Then, okay, I'm sorry, I half heard everyone because I was typing in ADHD. Kidnappers,
okay.
potential kidnappers, and what is Rayleigh about to do?
Nothing.
They're just asking
Oh,
how
no.
hard they can punch a vampire.
Yeah.
And we're like, go ahead,
Oh.
buddy.
If you specifically, Rayleigh, just flick a vampire in the nose, you might break their skull.
Yeah.
Rayleigh just stops and looks up at Cordelia, just like their expression just says, "What the fuck?"
Because it's all in an Arena, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
She's saying that as she's looking at a very, kind of like antique style pair of glasses.
Oh my god, that's adorable. Anyway.
There's also a reason why.
One of the guys sees you eyeing and is like, looking to make a purchase.
Possible.
I'll drop his picture as well.
Keep in mind, we can also trade for items if we want to.
Possible. Or at least a fair trade.
Okay.
Really, Jason? These fucking
These
things!
are all just pawn shop dudes. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
Oh, be right back.
You can't even hide it. They have the same fucking t-shirt.
But I'm not trying to. I'm really not trying to hide shit.
Sorry.
You're good.
Because possible, or to make a bit of a trade, at least.
Well, I'm willing to hear you out on that.
I'm trying. To
Hi,
find
so I
it
can't
myself.
hear anyone. Sorry to just button. I can't hear anyone. I have to deal with my cat real quick. I'll be right back.
Kitty.
I'm gonna say it's probably glasses like these. I'm about to drop the picture in Discord.
Okay. Yeah, they're old antiques from like 1930s America. I'd give them to you for $300.
Money is usually irrelevant to Cordelia. She's got no idea how much that is, but I do have something she could probably trade that technically looks like it could fit in her bag without drawing suspicion.
Okay.
And no, now in US dollars, it's around $1,500.
I go over and say,
She pulls out one of these. It's probably this big. It's probably this big. So it would look like it would fit in her drawstring bag, no problem, if it was one of the few things she was carrying. And she said she was possibly making a trade. So she could have, it could be pursued that she's coming in with the intention of trading this. Or something.
It's like, he takes it from you for a second, and just like, he examines it, he's like, yes, I'm absolutely willing to trade the glasses for this.
You know, then it is yours.
He offers a hand to shake on it.
Cordelia?
Hold on. Tiny bug is causing mayhem. Hold on.
I do apologize.
Bounce the back to somebody else,
You're fine.
like Hana or something.
Well, Hana's going to interrupt Cordelia's trade. Zyna, what are you doing right now?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I want to get another fetish, but I have to figure it out real quick.
Okay.
I also want a fetish. I don't have one of those.
Yeah, same. But I don't know what Rayleigh would want.
Well,
I don't know
realistically.
what would fit.
I mean, for you, if you'd want like a ranged weapon that does.
Oh, I've already
if you
planned on
shoot
the
your
battle axe I
arrow-
want. It's just a
Like,
case
if you
of
shoot
getting
an
it.
arrow,
I don't know how.
Then the person it strikes is momentarily blinded or something.
I will say, that in the creation of fetish items, someone has to spend a permanent gnosis point in order to make it.
Fair.
Oof.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's a costly thing, but it's worth it.
Fair again.
I will say it is better for people with less gnosis to use it because then it's cheaper to buy back.
True.
Also fair.
Can they make it for other people?
You can. You can make it and they can spend a gnosis on it. You don't have to be the one spending the gnosis if you're the one with the
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Like, out of character, I have 5 Nosai. I don't know if, like...
Gnosi. It's just the
Gnosis.
plural of gnosis is gnosis.
Oh, no, sis, okay.
It's like moose and moose.
Also, out of pure curiosity, again, JD8, when would Rayleigh get that weapon that we talked about ages ago?
Not anytime soon.
Aww. Because I really like the look of that weapon.
I'd like something, if possible, range. Because, you know...
Well,
Me.
Yeah,
I'm
there
a
are.
fragile bitch.
Yeah, like I said, there are antique firearms. If you gave me a good enough investigation check, you could probably find something else.
Because Rayleigh is going to basically be punching things, is there any way I could find brass knuckles?
Yes, they definitely have brass knuckles.
Rayleigh's gonna find them and just, like, go to Cordelia.
They have them in a display case.
Grabbing Cordelia as he's, like, tugging.
Okay, we'll get to that when Ellie comes back.
Basically, if I can, like, make Rayleigh's punch slightly more painful, I will take it.
In human form, they would fit. If you want to use them in Krynos form, you'd have to, one, make them into a fetish so that they can fit on your Krynos hands, and two, make them worth it, because just punching someone is bashing damage when you have claws that do aggravated.
Fun.
Are
If
there
I
any of those,
had-
like, fancy rings that elongate your finger and are kind of spiked? And sharp?
Yes, I would say they do have a very nice,
Just suggesting those for Rayleigh,
yeah.
if they want those.
What do they do exactly?
Just something to
Basically-
put over your clothes to be fancier, and hopefully
Yeah.
deal more damage.
Oh.
Not really. I mean, I guess I would. If you got the one that was specifically designed for doing like combat, then I let you make like claw attacks in Hobbit form.
More so for a fetish.
For a fetish, yeah. I had a character who had those that was just like, yes, I can add claw attacks in
childling
human
now.
form.
So.
Yeah, before you strike
Okay.
that deal, I do speak up. Cordelia?
Yes.
Kind of walk over. I do believe you're about to be, Grant, you... As far as I can tell, you did offer it, but this is... Respectfully, I say to the dude, essentially a scam.
She looks at Cordelia confused. And in an Arnet goes, I'm trying to get this pair of glasses.
Yes, but you could get something else with it.
I have a purpose for wanting these pair of glasses.
Like, Rayleigh's, like, quietly, ever so gently tugging on Cordelia's, like, shirt. I see something I really like.
Hang on.
They're in the glass case, and they're just brass knuckles.
She blinks. Shrugs. And goes, sure, grab him. Like, out loud, goes, sure, grab him.
Yay! And then, like, looks to the, like, the
He looks at
employee
Hana
and is like,
and
is
the
that
Narnia
okay?
goes, what do you mean I'm being scammed?
That is
Eh,
worth
eh.
very possibly about 4 to 5 times the amount as what you're offering.
I'd also
That's
like to mention that brass knuckles are illegal in London, and the fact that they are openly displaying them is very sus.
Oh, Rayleigh
Cordelia
doesn't know that.
this.
But yeah. So,
She's not.
yeah, you could probably also get something else alongside it, because
Rayleigh just asks in the Inarinet, "Could I have the brass knuckles, please? They look pretty cool."
Wait, brass knuckles?
yeah. I saw
I
them in
turned
the
quickly,
case.
like, what the fuck? Okay.
Cordelia looks at the guy and
One of them looks at the
smiles.
window, is like, shit, the fuzz is coming, put them away.
She grabs them and puts them on her, holding them in her hand and against her thigh so you can't be seen. And smiles and goes, now, as pleasant as the trade would be, I also know exactly how much, and she holds up the vase. This is exactly worth. I'm sure you would have no problem if I got a few more, 1 to 2 more things.
Of course.
Also, because Cordelia's got soothing voice. So she's off-putting. But her voice is very pretty.
What else were you looking to, take home?
She holds between them so the window can't see it, and goes, and looks at, and goes, and possibly one other thing. Looks to Hana and goes, in a Narnet, did you have anything in mind specifically?
Jason, would I be able to get some form of staff that I might be able to channel some form of magic or something through? And make it a fetish? I don't know, man. I'm throwing out ideas.
That's basically how fetishes work.
Yep.
Like, essentially, something that could just usually maybe disguised as something else, or
Like a walking stick.
or how I can like summon it, like Xynomite
Walking stick.
can.
Well, all fetishes, if depending on size, can be hidden as tattoos,
Oh, fuck yeah! I
which is
can
what
do that.
Zyna does with her sword.
Okay.
Cordelia does it with the back tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you. I don't. Yeah. Essentially, I just want to be able to have some form of staff that I can both possibly whack people with, but more importantly, shoot spells from. Shoot
Yeah, walking
damage.
stick.
Okay.
If like looking around, see if there's.
Yes, they would have, like, some antique staffs and stuff. We'll have to go over what the actual, fetish ability is later.
Absolutely.
But we can do that.
Yeah, because I'm gonna.
We can
have
do
to-
that,
I'm
one,
gonna
when
have
it's
to do the
being
same thing.
made, or, like, and 2, like, off
Of course,
stream.
of course. Yeah.
But she
How about
nods.
this on top of that?
That's an acceptable deal.
She nods.
Alright. Do stuff?
She hands up. She looks at Hana and goes, "Now do I hand the vase?"
Absolutely. You
She
can
hands
shake
it
his
over.
hand too.
She does. She hands it over and shakes his hand.
Shake hands. He takes the vase. He puts it underneath the desk.
She hands not even hands Rayleigh the brass knuckles. She shoves them in his pocket. And in an Arnet goes, "Don't show these off in public."
Okay. I like to
Or I
mention
will be
that Rayleigh has
confiscating
deep
them.
pockets in his large coat. The coat drowns him. Because it's like,
He goes,
it's supposed to be Joel's.
He goes, "Good. Or I will be confiscating them."
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah,
Oh,
I see.
you're typing. Never mind.
But yeah, she walks back over. I take it Caspian's standing kind of near the front door area.
Yeah.
She kind of walks over. She's bored. She doesn't want to look around anymore. She's looking at the pair of glasses she got.
Yeah, now we just keep an eye out, I think, and make sure we're not snatched, attacked, or otherwise, and be ready to possibly stab a bitch. I have a knife.
Cordelia and Anarinet goes, "We could go about looking for any ghouls. You said this place smells
I
of
can
vampire?
play victim.
Please no.
It'd be a
He
good
goes,
thing to
"Hana,
let
you
them
said-
out.
Hana, you said this place smells of vampire, correct?"
Does.
Okay. Rayleigh, they're not going to come to you because of the sheer fact of you are a child loaded with adults.
Fair.
But Zana did say that we were mentioned to someone. They're getting a
yeah.
boss of some kind.
Alright. So do we wait
Oh,
for
boy.
said boss?
Yes, we do have an excuse to wait around, but
Okay.
be prepared, just in case. They said that we're allowed to stick around and wait.
So,
I mean, since we're already talking, Jason, how much would it cost?
Oh,
Sure.
as in Gnosis to make the fetish or money?
Yes, exactly. Well, both.
Uh,
Pulls out. he
Well,
pulls out
money
her phone
we can
and-
roleplay for that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Gnosis, it would like be like. So every permanent Gnosis spend decreases the difficulty to make it by 1. I'd say it would probably on its own be like diff 8 for yours.
Mhm.
Not yours, Ellie, for shots.
Mine.
Yeah.
Ellie-
Cordelia pulls out her phone though, because she's standing next, kind of leaning against the wall next to Caspian as she's examining her glasses and talking in Narnet. She pulls out her phone and kind of relays all of this to Caspian because he's not in an Arinet.
He checks his phone quick,
many-
gives you a nod.
Well, she just
How
handed
many
him hers.
tries
It's literally
Oh,
like,
fair.
type it all out in notes and hands it over.
Yeah, he hands it back and gives you a nod.
You know, it's
How many
Sorry, what was
tries
that,
would
phone
Sean?
in the pocket.
How many tries would I have if you were to fail?
Not many.
Okay.
But you can also decrease the difficulty through roleplay by like sweet talking the spirit or whatever.
True.
Or you can also, it's kind of dishonorable, but you can beat the shit out of spirits and force them into objects. Black Spirals do it all the time.
Yeah, but
I would
that's a black
absolutely
spiral.
not do that.
Right,
I
but those
will
are black
absolutely-
spirals.
Also, normal werewolves do it too because they're pricks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but they're
Werewolves
pricks.
are pricks. Coming from somebody who has played a werewolf. Who stabbed the bitch with a screwdriver. We're pricks.
We're vibing.
We're pricks.
I froze their leg off.
And I stabbed it!
Anyway.
Anyway.
Okay, so can I find that bracelet?
Yes. You find it. It's not very expensive. It's like they'll give it to you for like $100, maybe $200.
Okay, poggers.
Not very
I'm gonna-
expensive.
I'm gonna, like,
$100 to
say to-
$200.
I'm gonna say to
I mean,
Hana,
it's a
like,
nice bracelet.
It
And it's
is
in
a
a
nice
pawn
bracelet.
shop.
I'm gonna like Inari Hana like, is that an acceptable price or is this a scam?
I mean,
Let me show you the bracelet.
seems
Hold on.
fine. Oh shit, it's pretty.
It's pretty. Cordelia
I-
looks up
I
to where
look
you
at
guys
it.
are
I show
congregating.
Tell
you
her
in
about-
general.
If
Check
this
the
deal
brow.
goes through, you get 90K. I hope you guys know.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be able to afford a better hotel than the crappy ass one.
I mean, that's pretty. Fucking go for it.
I'm
Also,
gonna show you what
I
it
have a
is for the
question. Where
Robin.
the fuck is Ania?
Probably
she's
with
around.
me. Or
She's
hunting
doing Nia
rats.
things.
She's nearby at all
She hunts down a vampire rat.
times.
Yeah.
Drags it back to us. Oh god, I could see that being Nia. Like, I
Actually,
found a thing.
give me 1 second.
Oh god.
No, they don't have animalism. Never mind.
Dope.
That's why I
But
started
you know who?
saying to me.
Oh no!
Wait, what happened?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Dude, what happened?
Concern.
What happened? What happened?
No, don't worry about it. 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 Don't worry about it.
What did you do?
You're not
It's fine.
worrying about it.
It's fine. Don't
What
worry
did
about
you
it. We're not
do?
worrying
There's
about
no
it.
reason to worry about it.
We are not
She
worrying
said
about it.
Hydrate
Or,
for
but
river.
okay.
There is literally nothing to worry about.
What the
I
fuck
don't
did you do,
believe you.
Jason?
It's not what I did.
Oh no.
What did
What did you do?
Mia do? What did
Pardon me?
Mia do?
Oh, that's the question of the
Hydrate for
week.
river.
Oh.
Look around. Where's Nia?
Nia's
You have
not in the
spirit
store.
speech, right?
Oh,
Do you have
yeah,
spirit
where
speech?
would
I do. I'd
Shadow
like
be?
to try and speak to Nia.
That's not how that works.
That's not
I
how
don't
that
know
works.
how. Okay, well.
One, Nia doesn't speak spirit language, and two, that just is like you know their language.
Fuck you
It's
too.
not like
It's like knowing another language. You can't actually like, yeah.
Valid.
if I know Spanish, I can't just like telepathically talk to Lynn.
First off, you're
Yes,
wrong.
you are absolutely
I can
wrong. That's
I can
exactly how
telepathically
that
talk
works.
to Lynn, so why
I
can't
Well,
can
you-
literally talk to
can
Robin
you-
right now. See, I'm messaging.
Well,
I'm
That's
telling Robin
hilarious,
right now.
John. That's hilarious.
I know.
Well, then can you
See?
tell Lynn that I love them and that I hope they're having a good day?
I absolutely can. When I find their DMs. Anyway. Moving on.
Moving
I
on,
will
yes.
telepathically tell Lynn
Uh,
right
she'll be. I'm sure she'll be back.
Mm.
Hey,
Cordelia,
is there any
yes,
other
please.
business in the pawn shop?
I would like to
Besides
ask
waiting for the
one
boss?
question. Where would Shadow be? I keep forgetting Shadow's existence.
Shadows, we'll say to avoid suspicion, Shadows stay outside. They're well
Okay,
trained enough.
Alright.
he's just
Do
chilling
I-
on the rooftops. Okay. He just follows.
now. Okay, so how does the 5 in animal companion work? Let me look.
That means that you have 5 in animal companion. Holy
I
shit!
do have 5 in animal companion. 5 in animal
No,
companion.
you don't. You have an animal companion. I was thinking animal chem for a second. You only have 1 in that. That it's just Nia's really strong. Nia can fuck bitches up.
lovely.
You don't have to worry about Nia or Nia, however you
Yeah,
pronounce
she'll
her
be
name.
fine.
And they're relatively well trained, despite being a little shit.
Okay. When it matters, she'll pay attention.
Okay, but other than just sticking around waiting for the boss, that's kind of all we're doing right now.
Okay, well, it did imply that it'll be like several hours until then, so you can leave and come back.
Cordelia looks around and goes, "Do we want to leave? I mean, they said several hours.
Alright. Might as well.
I mean, best thing to do would be to start hunting down ghouls in the area. I mean,
Could
you
we
said
get
this place
some
smells like
tea
vampire. There's got to be ghouls around nearby.
As a note, Robin, you can redo Sense Worm if it fails.
Oh, I can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'd like to do that if that's acceptable.
Yeah, you probably should.
Okay. That was... What was it again? Because I'm stupid.
It is,
Perception?
Checking. I want to say it was perception and occult, but...
Yeah.
It is definitely something close. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly that.
perception occult. So, 1, 2,
Yeah.
4.
I'm remembering.
Good job. Okay. How many did I roll last time? I miscounted because I'm stupid.
Jason, what does
Ellie,
reduce social difficulty mean?
it reduces the difficulty on social rolls.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 1.
These three are worm tainted. They're ghouls.
Oh.
Hey, these I say through an Arinet. Fuck.
Oh,
Alright.
boy.
We've
Oh,
been speaking
boy.
ghouls the whole time.
Alright, but... Okay, I'm just gonna think for a second.
Every-
They said we were
Ev-
gonna meet the boss. They said we were gonna meet the boss, which means it'll be
In a
probably
few
the
hours.
head. It will be the
might be a
head.
vampire.
Yeah.
It might be a
It'll be
vampire.
we
the
at least
head
I'm
meet?
vampire.
Ellie said, "Oh yeah, we should go hunt down some ghouls." It hurt me.
Well, listen, I didn't know that I could check that again.
Look,
You're
I
technically not supposed to, but there's nothing stopping you.
I didn't know if they were ghouls or not.
Anyway,
I know.
I just knew that this place smelled of vampire. That means there's got to be ghouls either in the building or around the building.
Anyway,
So
yeah.
she goes,
Uh,
lovely.
If
I
you're
wanted
coming
to
back in a
find
few
the head
hours,
vampire, so...
I'm
Does
gonna...
that do anything yet?
I feel like every time I try to speak, I end up speaking of Xian by accident, and I'm so sorry.
You're all good.
Really just wants to go. Could we, if we're going out for a bit to outwait everything, could we get food? Because I saw like a takeout shop, like a chip shop. Could we
There's
go
also a
and get some
shawarma place
chips?
nearby. Shawarma's good.
Orma is good.
And those hot dogs we're eating in the Netherlands.
I mean,
Oh,
I don't
boy.
know what you guys have had, but the chip shops in England tend to be pretty okay, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I've had one. But
Sign
we
in.
actually, when we went to the dry cleaners, Whenever we went to the dry cleaners, there was a chip shop right outside it whenever we visited family. So we always got chips at the dry cleaners. Anyway, sorry, Jason.
Can you give me a perception alertness check?
Yeah. I saw the hide inside this, right?
Yep.
And perception, alertness. I'm using a willpower.
When we're on it, when we're all too stupid to actually do anything with a plot hook.
No, this is something different.
Oh, I'm scared. Okay. Remove the 1 because it doesn't count anymore. 3
Yep.
successes.
3 successes. You've seen the outside. They have a dead rat in their mouth.
I'm gonna pause for a sec. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna walk outside.
The second you walk outside, Nia drops the rat at your feet and goes, "We're being followed."
Oh, good kitty.
I'm gonna like, because I assume I was the only one who went out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say in an Arinet, we're
Leech
being
rat.
followed.
Leech rat.
Good kitty.
I'm gonna act for a second so that it doesn't rouse suspicion. Like, ew, Nia, why the fuck did you bring a rat? And then just gonna mouth to her like, good kitty.
Says, "I'm great," as she rubs on your feet. And then she just claws her way up to your shoulders.
Oh my god.
You good out there, Zaina?
I'm gonna
In our
walk
net.
back
That
on-
was in our.
Yeah. We're being followed.
Fuck.
Nia killed, do I know that the rats are the...
She said leech rat, which so you would
Oh,
probably assume
no,
that vampire rat.
She just killed a vampire rat.
Fuck.
Yep.
Concern.
So we're being actively followed, and they somehow knew exactly who we were. Wonderful news.
Not necessarily.
Why else
we
would
could
they
be
follow
followed.
us?
I
if
missed
they
something.
follow
What?
was...
Nia found a dead rat and dropped it at Zaina's feet and goes, "We're being followed, leech rat."
Lovely.
Alright, so...
Also, Rayleigh basically went, "Could we go, please, to the chip shop on the other side of the street? I'm hungry."
Yeah, I take it you're with Cordelia again?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, she's with Caspian, that means they're both with Caspian.
They're with mom
They
and dad.
look at... They look
Rayleigh's
at,
with mom and dad.
I'm gonna, like... I'm gonna use in Arena and say, can you tell Caspian about this? Let him know.
She nods and pulls out her phone again and types it all out and hands her phone.
He takes it, types back something and hands it to you. Before dipping, he said, "I'm gonna check the perimeter."
She reads it and relays message in an Arinet.
Alright.
Caspian walks out and takes a lap across around the block.
Cordelia and an Arinet goes, 1, Rayleigh's getting hungry. I'm gonna go to the place across the road. 2, I'm gonna
Don't
split up.
separate.
We cannot separate right now.
No, we know we're being followed, and we are directly nearby a bunch of vampires, possibly. Or at least
And I was
ghouls.
going to keep an eye outside if any vampires come in. They're
Alright.
weaker during the day, that's why they sleep.
That's purebred. That's pureblood or normal vampires, not ghouls. Ghouls can work at either one.
Ghouls are also human with vampire blood in them.
We can just punch
I'm sorry,
them,
I have
right?
Rayleigh and my teeth.
And we are in the middle of the day in fucking London.
And if a guy tries to creep on me, I break his arm.
If a
Cordelia-
guy tries to creep on a child, I think I'm legally allowed to punch him.
Cordelia, feel free to go. Just keep an eye on the perimeter, and if you see Caspian or anything strange, let us know, okay?
No,
Zaina and I will keep an eye on things in
Three-
here, and we'll let you know.
With 4 of us being in here, well, technically 5 because Solanine in theory, being in here is not going to be necessary. Also, kind of
It's not.
not inconspicuous.
It's
just
okay.
To herself.
Yeah. Feel free. We'll keep an eye on things in here. Let us know. Let us know what the situation is out there, and if you see anything.
Will do. She looks at Rayleigh and out loud goes, "Come on, kid, food,"
Yay!
and walks out with Rayleigh.
Takes Cordelia's hands.
A few hours pass. Sun goes down.
Any sign of Caspian in those few hours?
Yeah, he comes back. He's like, "I don't see anything."
She nods and relays that to Hana.
Yeah.
She's been kind of standing outside across the road, just kind of vibing with Rayleigh as he eats his chips.
Yeah.
Just a
Sun
big
like kind of
bag of
goes down.
chips.
I assume Hana and Zyna stay in the store the whole time?
Yep.
Okay. At this point, you guys are the only two in the store.
We're just hanging out nearby because they said we could.
Yeah, they said we'll get away from it.
The rude bastard is at the counter while the other two are in the back.
There tends to be things like sofas and stuff in these places, so we've probably settled down at this point. Just on a sofa.
Cordelia can
Vibing.
see them, right? It's a place that has
Yes.
like front window. Yeah, Cordelia can see them as
I
well.
mean-
So that helps.
Would it have a front window? Because the one that we visited, it was
This is-
completely closed off.
From the sounds of it, this is more of a higher establishment place.
They have a front window.
Okay.
Point is, we can see each other,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or at least you can see us.
If you turn around, you can't miss Cordelia.
You could probably miss Rayleigh.
Yeah. So we wait.
Cordelia's got a hat on, so her hair just
Keep an eye on the people here, and I also through an net say, Zaina, can you please listen out and see if there's anything else strange happening?
Can I do another perception check?
Yep.
Oh shit, I forgot that perception check earlier was actually 4 successes, 'cause -2.
I'm gonna say
Do I
this is
still
the
have-
last. This will be the
last
last
roll
roll
with-
with heightened senses, where I have
senses.
to redo it.
Okay.
Also, I forgot to mark off the gnosis that you used to activate that.
Yikes.
That is 1 success.
Yeah.
You don't hear much.
So I don't hear much. Can I do one more +1 diff?
Yes.
Alright, so diff 5. Nope. That was worse.
Yep.
0 successes. No, everything's vibing. We're vibing over here. Nothing right now.
You get distracted by Nia.
No, that would be if I botched.
Fair.
The Rick guy comes in and he puts a large envelope on the table and says, "This should be everything."
Excellent.
90K would be a briefcase.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you so much. Stand up.
I
Hold
also
out a
stand
hand to
up.
shake.
He takes your hand, he shakes it, and you hear the bell ring on the door.
Glance
I'm
over.
gonna look over.
You see,
Cordelia would notice them because
yeah, you probably
creatures
did.
can register vampire presences. Vampires can't register were creatures.
Yes, but you don't have sense worm, so you would also notice this
I
guy.
thought it was a vibey thingy. Like you could just
Who is
tell,
this dude?
like, when you could tell
No.
other rare creatures.
No.
No.
Because I
That's
didn't have sense.
No, you
worm
can
on
tell
the
they're-
last one.
Yeah, you can tell that they're other were creatures because they have rage scores.
Exactly,
No,
'cause
what
of
I'm
the
saying is I
rage.
didn't have sense the worm in our last one, and we were
Yeah.
able to tell who was a vampire. and who
Because
was
Sean's character had sense magic.
I had sense magic, so I
Okay.
would always know.
They had
Basically.
sense supernaturals.
So who
not.
is
which-
this
That's
person?
right.
this
but
guy
she
walks
notices a
in.
shady-looking guy,
Yeah,
and
he has a
she's
baseball bat.
Okay.
Oh, lovely! I can't put that on
frown.
stream without being copyrighted.
Oh boy.
You can show the image.
Can I?
You can show an image,
I
yeah.
don't see why not.
Okay.
As long as you don't claim that it's yours.
Oh God, no!
I frown. Say
He's
through an
turning
net. Say through an net. Looks like we have trouble. And say, we'll be going now. Thank you.
No, you won't.
Cordelia looks at
the
Caspian and very
The ghouls
quietly
dip into the
goes,
back. They're not alone
inside.
with this.
Have we met? Turn to the new person.
Nope.
Then we don't have any business.
Really don't.
Cordelia looks at Caspian from outside and goes, "Hey, we gotta go inside now."
Oh, we're
Do
going.
you need
Okay.
Do you need something from us?
Yeah, your blood. As he is going to swing the bat and try and hit Zyna in the head with it.
Fuck you!
Can I dodge?
You may. First, let me roll the
Sure.
strength melee. Six. Oh, I almost typed that in the Twitch chat.
Oh,
Hey, I've done that.
so dodge was dex plus dodge, yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh, you're gonna have to roll
7
good.
successes.
You're gonna have to roll
1,
Jesus.
2, 3, 4,
3,
5
5.
successes.
Can, since I'm coming up from behind the guy, could I potentially roll? To
Yeah, but no,
catch the
no,
bat?
because there's a doorbell. There's a
Yeah.
ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Is he directly? No, is he holding the door open or not?
No, he closed the door behind him.
Is he directly in front of the door?
No, he
They
walked
moved over
forward
to
to
him.
hit
Damn
Zyna.
it.
Went over to us.
I was so hoping I
Yeah.
could hit him with the door.
Yeah, you kind of like avoid getting hit with the brunt force of it, but you get caught by the barbed wire around it. Take 2 lethal.
Oh no, whatever will I do with lethal
Yeah.
damage?
He goes up to hit swing again or like Hana, and then he notices you immediately healing. He's like, "Oh shit."
Anyway, I'm going into my Koto form.
Cordelia,
No, you know what?
Can
Can I just summon my sword and slice his arm off? Because I don't want to kill him yet.
First, Hana, spend rage or roll rage plus primal urge to go into Koto.
I think
And I think we
Cordelia
can-
and Co
We can roll
have,
initiative now.
Okay.
Cordelia and Co
How does
has
one roll
entered
initiative?
building.
Also, yes, we have.
What's
Oh yeah, we
Dex.
haven't done this yet. So it is a singular
Welcome.
D10,
Mm-hmm.
and then you add a static number equal to your dexterity and your wits.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a
Uh,
50.
Even in human form, my
18.
dexterity is baller.
So that's a 10 plus 3?
Dex. No. So, what's your dex?
My dexterity is 3 points.
What's your wits?
2.
So
Five.
add those together,
5.
and now do 1d10 plus 5.
Okay.
I have a very high number because I have 3 wits and 4 dex. And I'm currently in human form, which
Rayleigh's just
can I
gonna
have a
put on
reminder
the
of the
brass knuckles that go ham.
Can I have a reminder on the types of damage? It was lethal, bashing, and aggravated, right? Aggravated.
Mhm.
is
Yep.
heal.
What happens
Uh,
if we both have the same?
Then either you can work out who wants to go first, or go off of your dex scores, or what? It's either if one of you chooses to let the other go first, or whoever has the higher dex.
Up to
Anna,
you.
what's your dex?
In the form that I'm at currently, it's 5.
Okay, that's you're technically hot. I've got 4.
Just because I'm in my Koto form.
That's
If
how it
I
works.
if I was in my Glabrous, I have 7. So
That is not
Uh,
important.
That's only in the water. That is only in the water.
Only in
You
the
have 7.
That's right. I
If you
have,
want to land, it is 0.
yeah, that's right. I have 4, and I'm in Hamid, so you would go first.
Okay.
And then there's Rayleigh.
And then there's Rayleigh, who doesn't technically even need to change forms. You just need to put on the damn brass knuckles, and you could clobber a bitch.
Oh yeah, as they're like running into the store, Rayleigh's like putting on the knuckles.
Okay.
It's like I may as well use
First
them.
is the vampire's turn. He's going to spend 3 blood points.
We don't have a battle map for this.
No, I didn't have a battle map prep for this.
That's okay.
We can theater of the mind it, or I can find one really fast.
You're good.
Theater of the
Just
mind.
questioning.
We can try
I
our
was
best.
just questioning if you had a. I was just questioning if you had a. Forgot to change the roll.
And also, heads up, it is on the dot.
Oh, fuck, it is. Do you want to save combat for next time? I can just save these initiative rolls.
I don't mind either way.
I'm good either
to
way.
go longer because Lydia's already in bed.
I'm
good
okay to
go
do a
but
longer one.
Sean, do
I'm
you have
also
work
down.
tomorrow?
Yeah,
It's
but
up to-
afternoon.
Okay.
Okay,
how
but
are you
also
feeling?
you're very tired. I can
How are you
hear it in your
feeling?
voice.
Yeah, I'm good to wait.
Yeah. For me, I'd rather do it next week.
Okay,
Okay.
next session.
Fair. Yeah.
All right, everybody. That means next session we're gonna have
Okay.
our first battle.
Sean, real
Like,
quick. Yeah, no.
actual
Yeah.
battle.
This vampire's gonna get his ass kicked. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we just.
He's going to get
Absolutely.
absolutely
It's
bullied.
Valerian.
If we could technically
Fucker
send
thought he had
Rayleigh-
Fucker thought he had humans? Oh, honey, that's adorable.
We could technically send Rayleigh in.
They
Just
can't sense
Rayleigh.
rage. Vampires can't sense rage, so
Nope.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, honey, that's
It would
adorable.
be funny
Anyway.
as hell. Yeah, vampires cannot physically.
He saw you healing, it was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Fucked up.
Because in his mind, either you're another vampire with fortitude, which is better than what he has, you're a demon, which is even scarier than werewolves to vampires, or you're a werewolf or a were
Which is
creature.
still fucking
and
scary.
you can't fuck with that.
Okay, can I give my my favorite scene over to Cordelia for the vibes we had at the beginning?
Absolutely.
Just- Good vibes.
Good vibes.
Full of the vibes.
I want to give mine to Hana for hugs and kisses.
Valid.
I want to give mine to Cordelia for.
Oh.
I forgot. It was for a thing. Brought my brain.
Fine, take your time.
Basically the whole thing between Cordelia and Fortunate Son, where like
Fair.
it was good acting and like description of Cordelia.
I'm really good at names.
Did Sean give one?
Yes, to
Yes, they-
Hana for the hugs.
Everyone's given one?
I have not.
You have not, right? Okay.
I'm giving mine to Rayleigh for even though we know we are probably waiting for a vampire, they wanted fucking French fries.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm giving one to I think all of you for looking for extra stuff to make fetishes. That is really good. That is smart. Fetishes are like one of the most powerful things were creatures can have. It's a really smart idea. And yet also for those of you who gave ideas for what your one of your fetishes to be, very poggers.
Yay!
Oh wait, no, Rayleigh didn't look for a fetish. They got the
just
brass
wanted-
knuckles.
They just wanted brass knuckles.
Which- I think you did say you kind of wanted to make it to a fetish, correct?
Yeah. Like, it would be cool
Okay.
to have them into fetishes, but, like, Rayleigh isn't quite sure how. It's just, they just know that they can have magic items, and they want a magic item.
Yeah, Cordelia also.
Yeah.
Branching off of what Jason had said about fetishes also just looking like tattoos on people, Cordelia's literally looks like a badass crab on her back when she wants to hide
Yeah.
it.
It again depends on size. Like I doubt Hana will be able to make the staff into a tattoo,
You could it could slither up her arm.
which is it would be still too big.
Mm.
The staff is like her size, like her size
Oh.
toe to head. It's like it's a staff.
Mm.
Valid.
My character had an M16 and was like, "Hey, can I make this into a tattoo?" And my DM looked at me and was like, "Do you know how big an M16 is?"
Okay. Is there
Valid.
anything else I could possibly turn it into? Like, have it be so that I can hide it?
There is a gift called Disguise Fetish, which would let you do
You
that.
could make it look like probably a walking stick.
Okay.
I like to think Rayleigh is
But
just
also,
gonna
a
have
staff is like
hands
it's
on
the kind of
this.
thing that you can just pass off as, yes, this is just a thing I have.
Valid.
I mean, Xyna walks around with a sword on her back.
No, she
it's
takes it as a tattoo.
It's a tattoo.
Oh.
It's a tattoo on my back of a
That's-
sword.
I'm gonna fuck off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to you
I'm gonna
later.
go do
Bye.
my
Love you guys.
Love you.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna turn off or put my stream to the end, so I'm gonna like say goodbye to chat. Be right back. Okay, this was fun. Next week's stream is gonna be a wild ride because we're starting off with Rayleigh punching a motherfucker with brass knuckles. This child has a 5 in strength, the max it can be when you start out. Oh, this is a 4-foot tall child, 12-year-olds, and they have brass knuckles on. It's gonna be one punch and just through the stomach. I hope that's not gonna be the thing. This might just be Rayleigh's first ever kill. I'm concerned. But next week's gonna be interesting. I hope everyone joins. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream tonight. So I will see you all, I guess, I'm gonna try and do a Wednesday stream. I'll try and do a Wednesday stream. It'll be an attempt. So I will see you Wednesday, hopefully. I'm thinking of trying Skyrim again. See you all then. Bye!